Testing. Hello. Can you hear me, the mongrels? I don't know how many we have today. Hold on. How many do we have today? Not very many. That's okay. That's all right. All right. Argent, welcome. I think more people will start to filter in. Hopefully. But yes, greetings, my demongles. Let me see. I don't know if YouTube's acting is going to act up today. So we'll have to see. I'm doing all right. Oh, no, we got more. It looks like we actually have more than 3 concurrent viewers. I think YouTube is just being YouTube. Hello, Daddy. What did I say about calling me Daddy? Also, let me turn up my BGM a little bit. But greetings and salutations, my demongrels. What tidings do you bring for your lord? 6? 6. No, don't say it. You know, just messing around with my audio a little bit. But yes, what tidings do you bring for your lord? Did I forget to turn on... Am I stupid? I forgot I turned on normal latency. I wanted ultra low latency. I'm mad. I'm not happy about that. You've been better? I can understand that. I'm sorry you're not feeling as great, Sean. So, I guess this is my first Zatsudan. Full Zatsudan, just a full yap stream. Disastrous? It might be a bit disastrous. But yes, this is my first Zatsudan. I think I'm saying it right. Zatsudan? Uh-oh, hold on. And I'm starting to lose frames all of a sudden. But I'm glad calling you Daddy is so upsetting, Daddy M. Suddenly I'm losing frames. I love it when YouTube acts up. I'm ready for a deep sleep after my relaxing weekend. Well, I'm glad you had a relaxing weekend. That's good, Argent. And I just wanted to, just have a little bit more of a chat about what's going on. Everything with the channel. We just passed 200 subscribers, and I'm very, very happy about that. That's a big... That for a little guy, well, I'm a Dark Lord, I'm not exactly little, but for a smaller channel such as mine, 200 subscribers, especially in a very short amount of time. I mean, it's only been what, been my second week doing this. 200 for someone who is not a corpo VTuber, doesn't have any of that. It's really nice, actually. It is really nice. Sorry, I'm just looking at what's going on, and sorry, just checking some things really quickly in the background here. This is going to be a very, very casual stream. I mean, I also uploaded my first short, and now it's at 1,000 views, which, considering none of my other videos are even close to that, I'd say that's impressive. Almost at, congratulations for the 200, almost at 300. Oh, I wish I was at 300 right now. Oh, how I wish. But, yeah. Just said, but yeah, again. Demongrels, throw out some topics that we can discuss. I'd like to discuss. Nothing too spicy. Just a little spicy, but throw out something we can talk about. Throw out something that we can all discuss. And no dissing, I don't prefer sheep girl. I don't. But yes, I will await. It might take a bit because latency is bad. And I apologize I don't have a chat overlay yet. I've been working with trying to work with StreamElements to get one. It has been just a complete mess. Classic PS1 games. Ooh, we could do that. Classic PS1 games. So if we're going to talk about classic PS1 games, obviously I'm going to talk about my favorite game of all time. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Classic. Opinions on the American paddlefish. I'm actually not familiar with the American paddlefish. I still don't understand where the sheep thing comes from. That's tail. That's because of tail. My country, Portugal, has been horrid storms for almost 2 weeks. I am sorry for your horrid storms in Portugal. Wait, I thought you were in the UK. I thought you were in the UK. Why am I losing so many frames? Is YouTube just having another moment again? Is that just what's happening? Is that just what's going on? Like I want to stream in the afternoon and then YouTube is, oh nope, now it's getting back up. Now it's getting better. I really wish I had turned latency on, but I didn't have John to show up. I didn't have John showing up telling me to I didn't have John telling me showing up. Hello John, friend of the channel, subscriber, fellow love bug. Really also helped me get my Dizzy stuff. I'm not from Mollington, but we do share a time zone. Understand, Berna, understand. But I unfortunately, I try not, I don't know too much about Portugal. I know it's right next to Spain. And, what's it called, Andorra? There's like a border country in there, right? Or is there not? Was that like a historic border country? But where did the sheep thing come from? Again, it's Tail, friend of the channel, and looking to debut this on Valentine's Day here, is in fact the one who is debuting. Is debuting. Yes. Yes. No one does. It's fine, baby girl. You've gone from calling me daddy to baby girl. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Andorra is between Spain and France. Oh, is it between the Pyrenees? The Pyrenees Mountains? Really, the only reason I know about the Pyrenees is because, oh, hey, John, we were just talking about you. You forgot to remind me to turn on latency. I mean, granted, last time that happened, I forgot to turn it on anyway, but, yeah, you weren't here to tell me to turn it on this time. To be fair, like I said before last time, you weren't even here to tell me it was on. Also, YouTube is having a little bit of a fit. I've lost 15% drop frames. It's going down at least, but yeah, I forgot to turn on latency into normal, and so yeah, this is just gonna be a Zatsu. This is just gonna be a complete Zatsu Dawn. Just throwing out different topics, just talking about all the different stuff going on. I am only 300 less, or just a little. Wait, no, hold on. I'm at 202 subscribers, which means I need a total of 298 subscribers to get to 500. Excuse me, that was a big yawn. I need just under 300 subscribers to get part of monetization, of course. Then I also have to do the other stuff, which is let me see, I have to go to my YouTube and look at how many hours I need to do this whole creator thing. Let me see. I love doing this. I love looking at all my analytics. I admit I'm not an analytics person, but I mean, I've always been someone who's kind of gone with the flow, not really advertised myself too much, and I'm trying to do that more. The problem is I feel like it's obnoxious trying to advertise that 1500 by summer. Let's make that happen. If we could make that happen, that would be absolutely incredible. That would be, how could you? The poor man is lactating now. That could lactanting. Did you mean lactating? It's a weird way, unless this is some other new word you've created, you strange Portuguese fellow. 1500 by summer, I would love that, and I'm working on making more shorts. You know, I might be working with someone in this very chat to get some clips. The problem is I need some, I'm working on getting money, and that's still, I also am trying to save up money for FaceCon and other stuff. Also trying to save up to possibly buy, just a bunch of other stuff. I'd love to, I think I might have to custom make my own, overlay, chat overlay, because I would love to actually have a chat overlay to have on the screen. It feels bad, but you know, I really do want to get to 500 and also get the 4,000 watch hours. I mean, let me see how far away I am from that. Let me see how far away I am. Yeah, for earn, I need 3,000 hours, and I've only gotten 3,000 or 330 valid public watch hours in the last 365 days. I haven't gotten any valid shorts views, despite the fact I just uploaded a short and now it's at 1,000. I don't know why it's taking so long, but I'm almost there in some respects. But yeah, I'm just deciding I wanted to do just a talk stream. Do you reckon phase is still happening? FaceCon is still happening? I should hope so. I very much am planning for it. It's the only con that I am planning on going to, and I really want to go, and I really want to support, you know, Phase. And I know, look, I know I was as much shocked as the rest of you with everything that happened. It was, you know, yeah. But clearly, I think I don't want to discuss the fallout too much, because there's a lot to say, and it's still, like I said, I'm not really a drama channel or a politics channel, or at least I'm trying not to be. Although I did talk about a little bit of politics, but mainly because I was talking about economics in my Darksider stream. But that's not really the focus of my channel. Do I hope FaceCon is still happening? Absolutely, I do. I'm still saving up for it. And I guess also in the meantime, I will post, if you all are all right in the chat, I will post my, if you decide, because people have been asking, hey, where can I pay you if you know, if you so decide to pay tribute to your dog lord. Let me get where's my tip? Where's my tip? My pet gay boy lives in Cali. I hope it doesn't sink. Who's your pet gay boy? Who's that? Who's that? Is it a dog? Is it that fellow? Anyways, where am I? I've always looked at this first FaceCon as training event for the FaceCon, and I hope if we do get more FaceCons, that they're not in California, unless California seriously, you know, changes. But yeah, I'm still planning on going. At this point, I think everything is just as I predicted. The drama is left behind in Sunday. Now it's a slightly bumpy road towards FaceCon. Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. I am pretty say so. Anyways, sorry, I'm just trying to find my whole tip thing, and I'm hoping it works. I'm going to try to reopen my coffee. I was hoping for Texas 2. The Gaylord Texas. I am a big fan, you know, not a big fan of the Gaylord Texas. Because I haven't been there in a long time. It's been, how long has it been? How long? Isn't Texas just California too these days? Not really, as far as I know. As far as I am aware, it's not that bad. Oh, here it is. Here's my my new StreamElements. If anyone is interested in tipping me, again, you don't have to tip me or pay tribute. It's always appreciated. I do, I have another job that I am currently working. Hopefully, so I can afford to go to FaceCon, but also I'd love to afford to hire an editor. Also, YouTube is being funky with the links, and it's like, oh, by the way, if you actually want to post links, you'll have to wait about like 2 months, or you're going to have to like take a picture of your government ID, or take a video of your face so we can verify you. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna do that. I don't trust YouTube. I don't trust Discord. I don't certainly trust YouTube. I certainly don't trust them, but maybe I'm just thinking of Austin. Yeah, Austin's a little weird. Austin's a very strange place. Oh, hold on. It says YouTube is not responding. I love when I'm having YouTube troubles on a day I am trying to stream. It's wonderful. I don't know how far behind you guys are. It's more like, isn't every big city just LA or San Fran too, more of an urban versus non-urban thing these days? Yeah, I would say so. But, yeah. So, what are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? John, I know you're a married man. You getting your wife anything special? Well, don't leave us hanging, John. All right, Berna. Go get food. Go get some food. Getting nice candy boxes. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be alone. Working Valentine's Day? Oh, I'm sorry, Sanyo. I'm sorry. That's no fun. But, I mean, I'm used to spending Valentine's Day alone or simply with the family. And I think I can afford to eat a little bit of candy. I've lost a good amount of weight. I still need to lose more before FaceCon. I have to make myself presentable for my Yoshi, provided it's still happening. Please let it still be happening. But I also need to, I just need to save up more because, again, it's in California and everything's going to be absurdly, stupidly expensive. And yeah. And that's... yeah. Forever lone maxing like me? Yeah. You know what? We're all gonna make it. It might take us a little while longer than others, but we're all gonna make it. I believe. I definitely believe. Do a stream tribute to Z Prep's skits, poems, and karaoke odes of... I would, but I think I already did enough with Frosted Love. I think maybe if I'm gonna do a tribute to her, I'll probably do my own skit. And I have to actually, let's see what day she's streaming that day. But yeah, I lost, once again, I've lost my train of thought. I've lost my complete train of thought on what I was doing, and I have sniffles again. What was I talking about? Ah, Bookmage, welcome. Oh yes, I was checking to see if Jizzy's streaming that day. Hold on. And let's see, she is streaming at 4 p.m. I guess I could maybe do a stream later that night, depending on if anyone's interested. Maybe I'll do a little skit stream. I am going to put out my schedule either tonight or tomorrow. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do exactly. Are you going to talk about PlayStation? Well, you know what? I'll do a watch along. I can do a watch along. I can do a watch along of the state of play because I don't think she's streaming it or anyone else I know is streaming it, and I'm interested. I'll watch along. I do a watch. Would you guys want to do a watch along with me? I mean, it'll be my first watch along, so. Because I'm not working that day. She has that effect. Yes, she does, especially on me. We could do a watch along. I would enjoy doing that. The thing is, I'm not really all that invested in Sony right now. Like, I don't know. I don't really know if there's anything I'm looking forward to from Sony. Maybe more Time Stranger news, but I think it's gone beyond that at this point. But it's a golden opportunity to do something like that. Yeah, she saw post raging about it after the state of play after setting her schedule. I wonder if she still will do one. I don't know. If she does one, I probably won't do one. If no one else is doing it, I will do it. If nothing else, you can all hang out and make fun of Sony for being Sony. Again, sorry if for anyone like watching the VOD, I'll address the VOD. If anyone's watching the VOD, I apologize. Like, you're wondering who the heck is he talking to? Just check the live chat replay. I forgot to turn on my latency. Also, I don't have an overlay yet. I mean, I had one, but it doesn't work very well, and I'm still trying to figure out how the heck to like make an actual working one in Streamlabs. We don't want to chase Microsoft's coattails. Microsoft is even, I'd say Microsoft is in an even worse place than Sony at the moment. Legitimately, I think the people in his mind clearly, yes, I'm reading your chats too fast. Anyways, I think Microsoft is actually in a worse off place than Sony, and Sony's not doing great. Nintendo also isn't doing great. And to be honest, the Switch 2 was such a bad idea after the Wii U. It's kind of crazy to me that they decided to go along with that one, you know? But then again, their new CEO seems kind of out of touch. And I was really looking forward to the new Tomodachi Life, but yeah. Isn't Microsoft completely giving up on gaming? I mean, basically, what's their next? Does anyone, you know what? Let me check Microsoft console exclusive. Hold on. It's the Xbox Series 1, right? It's the Xbox Series X. They've really just given up on naming conventions for all these things, haven't they? Like, the Xbox naming conventions for all the sequels, they just do not have a through line. I mean, you could say that about Nintendo as well, but like, it went from the Xbox 360, and the reason I believe it was called the 360 was because you could get 360p quality on it, and then was the Xbox One, because they called it the Xbox All-in-One, and I don't remember what quality that ran on. And then it's the Xbox Series X, which, I mean, at least with Nintendo's like naming conventions, I think it makes at least a sort of whimsical sense. You know what I mean? Is anyone besides the small studios and indies doing well these days? Yeah, I'd say that's apt. They're still investing in gaming. They have a game preservation division, and my friend got just hired. I wish I would have loved to have gotten a job in that. It was a 360 because they wanted to get moms not seeing the PS3 versus the Xbox 2 and picked the PS3. Really? So it had nothing to do with the quality. It is quality. I remember talking about the Xbox 720. Well, you know what's funny? How many of you have seen the movie Real Steel? Because I remember watching Real Steel, and they had an advertisement on one of the signs for the Xbox 720. That didn't age well, but I still love that movie. That's still. So let me see. I'm looking up Xbox Series X exclusives. Let me see. Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite, but didn't Halo Infinite come out on the Xbox One and is on the PC? I enjoyed Real Steel. It's a very fun movie. It's Rock'em Sock'em Robots the movie, but I very much enjoy it. Also had a fun game by Ukes, surprisingly. Hello Felix, welcome. I see you're streaming later on. I'll see if I stop by, depending on whether or not I'm still yabbing on. The Xbox One was called that because the execs would because execs got convinced that the console would be called the One. Instead, they fubbed the launch so hard and it got called the Xbox. That is actually what I called you could name your Xbox One and give it like a private name. I just always called mine the Xbone. Yes, the boxer one, Rhea. Sorry, I keep forgetting how to say your name. Riashilo. Am I saying that right? Riashilo. But let me see. I'm looking at the Xbox Series X exclusives, and none of them are exclusive to the Xbox Series X at all. I'm pretty sure some of these are also on the PC, and also, I mean, Halo Infinite's on the PC. Forza I don't know why I'm struggling with this. Motorsports 2023, Gears 5 and Gear Tactics. Was that exclusive? Hold on, let me check Steam. Here. Let me check Steam and see if, like, Gears, all of the Gears games are currently on. Let me go to feature. Gears of War. Yeah, Gears of 5 is on here, so it's clearly not exclusive. I'm looking at Steam right now, and Gears of War 5 and Gears of War Tactics, they're all on PC. These are not exclusives. Grounded, State of Decay 2, Hi-Fi Rush. I think Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush. Hold on. Is Hi-Fi Rush? Sorry. I'm very interested. You guys have gotten me all interested in this. I'm curious now. The heck is? Hold on. I'm searching the store, and one of the games on here is called Smutty Scrolls. Not Slutty Scrolls, but Smutty Scrolls, which isn't too far off. It's not too far off. Hold on. Let me take a picture of this so you guys know what I'm looking at. And let me save this to paint and all of that. MS has been looking to break out of doing console, instead be the game distributor across platforms. Also, the CEO has been bad at doing anything durable product. I would not be surprised by that. I would definitely not be surprised by that. Let me see. So this is the. Hold on. Let me try to put this on screen. Smutty Scrolls does sound like a Skyrim, like a bad Skyrim mod. Hold on. Smutty. Well, maybe I don't want to put it that. I'll just put it as Spew Scrolls. Hold on. They just wanted the console and PC to be the same gaming experience, just the console being the way to get the turnkey solution. Oh, that makes sense. It just sucks that, like, look, I'm fine with them moving on to PC. It sucks that they made Windows 11. You used to work for Microsoft. Oh, I am so sorry. Especially seeing as it is now. Hold on, let me put this image file in here. So, I mean, so you guys know what you're looking at. So yeah, if you guys, any of you wanted to play Smutty Scrolls, $8 or $9 on Steam. 1.0 version is out. Welcome, Pillow, my official pillow. You are now called Lord Pillow because you are the Lord's pillow. You are the Dark Lord's pillow, my pillow, exactly. Sounds like a Mad Magazine parody of Elder Scrolls. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? But yes, here, if you want to go find it yourself, I'm putting it over my face. But yes, here is Smutty Scrolls. Here is Smutty Scrolls, my demongrels. Do with this information as you will. I will not judge too much. Let me... Yes. No, I don't want to remove myself from the scene. Give me a moment. Yes. There we go. No, it was great, people, and I regret none of it. I remember talking... Here's the thing. I remember going to my local Microsoft store and also talking to some of Microsoft customer support people back in the day. They were really cool people. I don't know what happened. I genuinely do not know what happened with Microsoft. Well, okay, I have a few things. They probably mass imported a bunch, like they mass sent people off to, they sent jobs overseas to probably the lowest quality, like lowest quality people. I'm not saying that to be rude, it just seems like I'm just saying it's likely what happened. Because, it's easier to just outsource, like when you're such a big company, you're going to outsource to save on costs, and new management, and also a bunch of other different initiatives. There's a lot I could talk about. As far as gaming platforms go, the only new systems I have at the Ion are the Steam Deck and the Steam Machine. Yeah. That's... I do want to get a Steam Deck. But right now I have, I am just saving for FazeCon. There's a lot I would like to do on this channel. A lot of stuff that I'm probably going to have to make myself, which is fine. But, going back to what I was talking about earlier, my growth for a very small channel who originally only had like 18 subscribers and had like 2 videos, I'm looking good, and I have my first short just got 1,000 views, which isn't much in the grand scheme of things, but none of my other videos have gotten 1,000 views. Man, may you only find joy in the Jorb pit at FaceCon. I really hope there's a Jorb pit. I really hope that. I would have ordered some Jorbs, but I like I said, I'm saving my money, and who knows, there might be another merch drop. It's the finest kind of trouble to have, getting the funds to upload your vacation. Yeah, it kind of sucks. It's not great. It could be better, but here's the thing. I still have a warm home. I'm still surrounded by people I love. I've got my dog, and like I said, I've been giving a lot of supports, but probably won't be given manufacturing delays. Oh yeah, 1,000 views on anything when he only just debuted is amazing. Yes. Like I said, I don't even have that many. I only have like 17 concurrent viewers, and I've been talking a lot about that. But again, I got 78 viewers on my... I got 78 max concurrent viewers on my debut. For someone small like me, completely unknown, that's huge, and that's incredible. And I don't know if I'll ever get that again. Who knows? I'm still building my base. Who knows how long it will be before I even get there. And to be honest, I feel kind of bad because I'm looking back at that first stream and it is so scuffed. It is just so very, very scuffed. It is, but at the same time, I'm learning to live with it. I'm learning to appreciate it. I need to figure out my mic peaking and also not catching all my sounds for whatever reason. And once again, YouTube is having quality issues. Thank you, YouTube. I appreciate it. I don't know how poorly this will affect the VOD, and that kind of makes me mad, but I'm gonna keep this VOD up more than likely. But Let's see, what else could we talk about? What else could we talk about? Yeah, if you guys feel free to keep throwing questions and discussion topics out here, you know? Sorry, I'm just checking something real quick to see if there's anything on my end causing YouTube to be as ridiculous currently with its quality as it's going on right now. Because this kind of sucks. This ain't fun. This ain't great. What do I have open that would be causing such disarray? I think it might just be me a problem on YouTube's end. Right? I'm trying to look at it. Is it my encoder that's poor? Scuff on a debut as an indie is to be expected. Yeah, probably. And again, I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own worst critic. It wasn't like something like a major total drop or system crash. Right. I guess, like I said, I'm my own worst critic, and maybe I'm comparing myself to, because, you know, most of the VTubers I watch, including my favorite VTuber, have such high quality, and she's been doing this far longer than I have. And I shouldn't compare myself to her, but it's also like, obviously she's not gonna watch this. Obviously not. But I just wanted to be like, if somehow she did come across this, in some strange manner, that I would want it to be a good, I would want it to be my best foot forward, because she's my inspiration, and it would be, and I would want her to be like, hey, I did this. I hope I did a good job. I hope a good job. And maybe I shouldn't have thought that way. I think maybe that was delusional of me for thinking that. It still is. Again, I don't expect her to watch this or watch any of my streams or anything like that. Okay, let me go on to questions like that. Opinions of Legend of Dragoon. I've never played it, but I've heard about it. Also, greetings, Sydney. Welcome again. Sorry if questions take a little if questions seem out of order, because like I said, latency quite low, or not low, I put it on normal because my brain is mush today, more so than any other day, can't speak. Would you rather be married to a Medusa or a mermaid? Okay, so does the Medusa still have her gaze, her eyes, her gaze petrifies you, turns to stone? And also, how mermaid are we talking? Like, in terms of mermaid, are we talking about like completely like lower fish bottom? And what kind of fish specifically, Like, what kind of fish? Why is YouTube not receiving enough video? I don't know why YouTube wouldn't be receiving enough video. Strange. Oh, I love technical errors. I love them. They make me so happy. They make me so happy when I am trying to communicate with my demongrels. When I am trying to communicate with my loyal subjects and viewers. Favorite type of sandwich. I'm so sorry. I am sorry. Riacello. I am sorry. Peanut butter and jelly. Always. Peanut butter and jelly, 100% my favorite. It's weird, this reminds me of a time, monstrous and preposterous for Christmas. One of the treats they got me was a mixture of peanut butter. It was a peanut butter and jelly mix put together, and I hated it. Didn't like it at all. I like my peanut butter and jelly to be separate before I put them together, you know? I want to apply them myself. I don't want them pre-applied for me. I don't want them pre-applied for me. I need them together. Like I don't need them together. That's the opposite. I want to put them together. I want to put the peanut butter on one part of the sandwich, and then I want to squeeze the jelly, grape jelly specifically, onto the other slice, and I want to put them together. That is a ritual of mine whenever I make them. What half is the fish part? That's the good question. And to be honest, it also depends, like because you can do a whole bunch of mermaid variants. They probably use the worst jelly and the worst peanut butter to keep the cost down. Reverse Medusa or reverse mermaid? So if Medusa, if we're talking about a Gorgon and a Medusa, and she doesn't have her petrified stone, you know, turned to stone, I could see maybe being married to her. Maybe. I would just have to think about how to do with all the snake hair, because like, because if you think about it with the snake hair, like, that must cost like another extra amount of mouths to feed. Although snakes don't need to eat as much, so that's not so bad, you know? But reverse mermaid, again, I think, the snakes can give you kisses. Well, snakes sort of have lips. I mean, that would be kind of cute. That would be sort of kind of cute, I suppose. Let me think. I guess I might go with the Medusa. I guess. But I also depend, I guess it really depends on like how how much more monstrous are we getting? Like, is she just human with snake hair, or does she have like other scaly skin and like viper eyes or snake eyes? That's the sort of thing I'm thinking about right now. Like that's the sort of thing I'm thinking about. And the same with the mermaid. Like does how much of the fish part, like the demarcation between the fish part and the like, because again, you're talking to a monster man who knows quite a few monster women. Well, most of them are my sister or my aunt or my, well, I said sister is my mother, and yeah, do snakes always sleep when she does, or will they be hissing awake and slithering around? Wait, oh, you asked reverse Medusa would be normal hair and the rest a snake? I don't think anyone's ever asked that. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? The rest of her hair is just that would just be a snake with like normal human hair, though. Will the mermaid have a cloaca? That's also a good question. And like, in order for me to reproduce and have kids with her, do I have to like, you know, not to be super lewd here, but do I have to like yank it onto, do I have to pull a male salmon and just like, you know, jerk it onto her eggs? You know, like nothing gets stuck into. Why am I talking about sex? Why am I talking about sex? I've never even had it. So what would I even know about it? You know? Oh, I guess, well, now the truth is revealed. Not like I haven't said it before, but yes, I have never had sex before. And I won't have sex until I get married. I'm saving myself for the white woman. Right woman. White woman. You know, white woman. White woman. I'm not necessarily saying I have to date a white, my wife is going to be a white woman. Not saying she won't, just saying, you know, let's get Sinan in here and ask her, Ooh, no, that woman. Ooh. Ooh, she terrifies me. Wait, Xenon isn't into Monster Men, is she? Is she? I'm sure there are Dojin that can go into the details about that mechanics. Oh, I don't think. Wait, if I made a white woman, as in like a white, I don't know if I date the undead, because if she's undead, then we can't really have kids without some special like alchemy or magic. I'm not saying I'm against it though. I think of the OG Medusa from Clash of the Titans. Yeah, from the OG Clash of the Titans. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that though. It's been a long time since I've seen the OG Clash of the Titans. I think mermaids can shapeshift into humans. I guess, yeah, I guess it depends on the mythology, which mermaid we're going after. You know. Actually, that's a stream that maybe I should do, is maybe do a monster girl like rating stream. Because I've been thinking one of the things I want to do is actually a cryptid tier stream. I would love to do a cryptid tier stream. Specifically American cryptids, but I think all global cryptids. Because I have some opinions about different cryptids. Do you want a right woman who can build you a ship? Or build you a boat? I wouldn't say no to that. I wouldn't say no to a woman who can build a good boat. I certainly wouldn't say no to that. Ah, Cornate! Welcome. I don't know if she's spoken of her taste yet, but I am 90% sure she is at least as freaky as Dizzy and Sheena. I think she's more freaky. Let's be perfectly honest. I think she's way freakier. Like before, I thought the freakiest might be either Leah, Hime, and somehow Urika was climbing up. But Xenon just has been the freakiest. I mean, to be fair, all the phase girls are kind of freaky in their own way. They're different flavors of freaky, and I can respect that. Like Dizzy is technically freaky, but she's freaky in a very dorky way, and it's kind of the same with Sheena, and that's kind of why it's kind of like it's very attractive. With Xenon, it's just like legitimately terrifying. Like, am I turned on? I suppose so, but it's more of like I'm having a fight or flight reflex right now. I may or may not be having like I'm less aroused and more scared. Which is, Skirazu is something that describes how I feel about Hime, to be perfectly honest. But when it comes to, like, Xenon, it's like... Look, I'm not going to say she's not cute or attractive or anything. She is, but it's just like... I don't think I can handle that. That woman has a power that's, like... cannot be contained. Like, and I'm not saying I'm not freaky, that I am, but I'm just like, I'm a bit more like on the lower end of the freaky, you know? I'm like I'm a very prudish freaky. I'm a degenerate, but I'm like a lesser degenerate, you know? I'm a very lesser degenerate. In fact, you'll find my tastes are very strange, but also like very vanilla, you know? Like seriously, they are... Hello, Abby. Abby, by the way, I did post my, I do have a StreamElements, and you were asking, since you wanted to send me sex, or this, and for those asking, it's because he's a Swede. But right now, I guess we're talking about sex. We're also talking about Monster Girls, and now we're also talking about, like, we're talking about Xenon and how freaky she is. Naneo. Xenon gives a genuine sense that she'll eat you just because she's a certain kind of mood and giggle as she devours you alive. And I'm not into vor. I'm not into vor. It's not one of the few kinks that I have. But I'm a degenerate, but I'm not afraid to admit. Hey, listen. You know, I was actually thinking of calling my minions degenerates, but I thought I wanted to give you a little bit more dignity than that. Ah, Lani Kia, welcome, my friend, welcome. I'm glad everyone's filtering in. But yeah, I'm you know, Sinon just scares me. Hello, hey-ho, welcome, my friend. Sinon scares me. And actually, thinking about the freakiest girl in FaZe, I think Jelly is the least freakiest. I can't PayPal. Oh shoot. Well, that's okay. Wait, does it only work through PayPal? I thought the oh, Kaflin, welcome. Are you here to tell me that I still owe you a drawing? I know, I still owe you a drawing. By the way, I shouldn't talk about Dizzy too much on stream, just so, well, everyone knows I love her. I mean, everyone knows I'm a big fan of her. There. What about Anya? Anya's freaky. Also, Ember's also kind of freaky too. She's freaky, and I don't think most people like. She's like a hidden freaky, if that makes sense. Anya's kind of freaky in her own way. I think Jelly's actually the most size-so, but she's not really. She's like the least freaky. Jelly is well near the most size-so. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say Jelly is probably the most. Oh, I can't PayPal. I gotta use a card. Well, does the StreamElements link not work? Does the StreamElements not work? But does it ask that you use PayPal? Because I thought it took cards. I might still have to look into that until I guess I get my YouTube. Anya will make you bite the barrel of her Glock. Yeah, probably, and that's her own freaky. Anya has those permanent demented attention of whatever she's looking at about to pounce on her G, which makes sense for her. BB's kind of freaky. BB's freaky in a, but she's freaky about like sharp edges and crystals. And then Ari's freaky, but she has it in a very like, she's freaky but in a surprising way. Anya takes Sundays off for church and family. That makes sense. Oh, there's no PayPal option. Oh, okay, gotcha. Again, if you guys, someone talk about mermaids. We were talking about mermaids because we were talking about mermaid girls, and now we're talking about the FaZe girls and who's the freakiest now. Because this is just, I'm just yabbing about whatever. You know, I'm just yabbing about whatever. And plus, I mean, pretty much everyone here who probably watches me is a fan of FaZe Connect, so, and the FaZe girls, and I guess I'm giving my opinion. I'm hoping they never see this, and if they do, don't, I guess I won't worry about it, but, let me see, hold on. Pippa is freaky, but she pretends not to be, I think does that make sense? Tenma's freaky about, have you seen Tenma thirsts over men like crazy. She thirsts over buff men like crazy. Tenma is super freaky, but she's freaky in the most macho way. Hi Bunty, welcome. Ari is KR to the core, but the ASL former cosplayer. Oh, she was a former cosplayer? Oh. There's some cultural differences she walks into. Yeah. Pippa is definitely freaky, but she pretends. She makes a bit about it, and I can't tell if like Pippa is like, is it because she's like into those ladies or like she wants to be those ladies? Who knows? I don't know. That's maybe not my place to even suggest or talk about or whatever. Bleh. Sorry, I'm just continuing to think. NASA is say so. I think she's, well, she is and she isn't. You just have to ask Eldritch. I don't even know if he's watching. But she didn't know about, I mean, she didn't know about the whole grippies thing, and I didn't know about that either. Pippa likes villainous men. Well, contrary to popular belief, I'm not a villain. I'm just a Dark Lord. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm evil. I just have the, you know, as a Pippa isn't straight is an extremely common bit. I know that makes sense. I mean, isn't Kershay straight? But she also likes her big anime women, and so does Tenma. And Tenma thirsts after men like all sorts. Tenma probably likes Bara, but didn't someone say? I remember some comment somewhere saying that Pippa or like Tenma would like Bara, would like Bara more, but since Bara is more focused on gay stuff, that it's not really her thing, and she's not really a Fujo. Sleepy is pretty non-freaky. Yeah, but I've also seen some of her streams and her who she yearns for. I know how she feels about the Faram Knight. I know exactly how she feels about the Faram Knight and Chris Redfield. I know she likes big, hairy... She either likes men in armor or naked men that are hairy. If her Twitter is to be believed, and what I've seen of her streams is to be believed. Mari is into robots. Mari is definitely into is into robots for sure. I think. I don't know if that's a bit or not. It might be a bit, but I also don't think to. Oh yeah, Sleepy has a type of men, and she is ravenous for him, and I am all for that. Best of luck to her, and she hey, I'm not gay, but I understand her tastes. I don't thirst for them, but I understand. I get it. Unfortunately, I am also not very hairy, because I didn't inherit that from my side of the family. I think Mari likes Char from Gundam. Well, Mari would probably. I don't know why we're talking about the Phase Girls and our tastes. Maybe that's not my place, but you know what? This is my stream. This is my Zatsu. We're all Phase fans here. She had her fling with AI Yandere Virgil from Devil May Cry. Mari loves clinkers. Erina, I am told, likes just about everything, but she's also a huge monster lover. Like, I think even more than... Wait, who is the biggest monster lover in Phase? I think it might be Erina. Right? Erina is designed from the ground up from the purpose of monster effing. I hope she doesn't find me. Instead, I hope she either finds Abiyama or she finds Izo. Because they'll do much better with her. Especially her short king. I mean, it's a Zatsu, we're shooting the breeze here. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let me see. Who else? I don't know enough about Michiru. I know Clara had very, very, very peculiar tastes. Hime is all over the place. We've already talked about Hime. I need to watch more Michiru to really... Lumi, I don't even know where to begin with Lumi. I don't even know where to begin with Lumi. You know? I don't even know where So wait, Michiru is like creepy tall man like Slender Man and as in the male deer evidently for hunting stags and dragons. I at least fit one of those as sort of a creepy tall man myself. Seriously, I went into work today and I looked in the mirror and I realized I mean granted I am a monster man, but I looked in the mirror and I was like, do I really look this mean? You know, do I look this standoffish? Because I have a stare, I have like 1,000-yard stare. At a whopping 6'3", I don't think Erina is taking no for an answer. Erina and I are the same, Erina and I are the same height. That doesn't mean I could take her, it just means we are the same height. And for 6'3" as a Swagapino, that's very impressive. She must have been like given elephant milk formula or something. Mew liked Valstrax from Monster Hunter. Mew has good tastes. Honestly, I'd be scared of Lumi. Hime, I'd simply run away from. Lumi is considered Lumi is an enemy of state of Gorse Lab. Lumi is an enemy of the state. Kaneko Lumi is an enemy of the state here in Gorse Lab. I have declared war on her. There have been no major battles. She is yet to... She knows I'm at war with her. She knows I'm at war with her. I also don't have the forces to fight a war with her. Also, I think the Goomies would have immediately come to my side. Probably. Maybe not Puppy or Captain Tinker Joe. Wait, you're only 5'3", Felix? You are small. The topic of Lumi's romantic takes is hilariously pedantic to the point of inspiring madness. That sounds like Kanika Lumi. That sounds like Kanika Lumi. What did Lumi steal? What did Lumi steal? She didn't steal anything. She just insulted Mayoshi. And just because they're friends doesn't mean I have to take it. Erina was originally supposed to be 6'7", not a joke. You know what's funny is that when I was still in middle school, one of my fellow monstrous friends, he was 6'7" at like 15 years old. No wait, was it 13? He was huge. He was tall. And then when we were in high school, I think he got to be like 6'9", and he was dating another girl who happened to be like 5'3". It was very cute. I don't think they ended up getting married. I think they're both married. I don't think they're married to each other. I haven't caught up with them in a long time. Thinking I'd have to look up to Erina would be wild. Are you that short? How short are... Hold on. How many short men do I have in this? How many short demongrels do I have? Which is fine because demongrels are supposed to be shorter than me. I mean, they're not supposed to be that tall. Like, the average demongrel I was thinking would be around 5'7" at the most. You're supposed to be hunched back, so you're not supposed to be very tall, but you're always supposed to be stout and wide, right? You're 2 meters tall. Okay, so you're 6 feet, right? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm a very compact Cupid. What do you consider short, your lordship? Look, I come from a very, very tall lineage of monsters. It comes with being a monster. I'm 6'3". Pa Monstrous is 6'2". Monstrous is 5'10". Little Monstrosis is 5'11". The shortest in my family is Monstrosis, who is 5'7". And then my tallest is my younger brother. I'm the eldest child, and he is 6'5". You're 16 feet 3 inches. Okay, Bayo. Okay, I know you're a bear, but I don't think you're that tall. 6'3". Okay, Argent is the same height as me. Okay, but yes, I consider short anything under, I guess, 5'6". You're 5'8" standing. By the way, did you get a dono alert? I didn't. I have to set up my alerts. I have to set up my alerts here. Hold on. Did I get an invoice yet? I think maybe it takes time for them to show up. I don't know. I'm still new to StreamElements. Payment history. I guess I don't have an invoice yet. I'm hoping if you guys have sent me money, which if you have, I very much appreciate it. I hope StreamElements didn't mess up. Bayo, I think Erina would attach herself to you and not let go until her battery dies. Wait, Erina's battery powered? Erina's battery powered? Oh yeah, I got Abby, did you send me one? Oh, $3.33. Thank you, Abby. I appreciate that. Poggers. Abiyama says Poggers for $3.33. I appreciate that. But wait, Erina's battery powered? She's not like nuclear reactor powered or like has a I sent you some sex. Thank you. Enjoy them. I appreciate the $3.33 worth of sex. She's a cyborg. But if she's a cyborg, hold on. If she's a cyborg, so she has a battery, but does she have like, I suppose the artificial sections might need some form of power source. So wait, so she needs an artificial power source for the, she needs an artificial power source for, I guess, the artificial parts, but then like the biological parts, she just breaks down food. I guess that makes sense. She has a low battery mode. That's right, doesn't she? It's like, I need to watch more Arena. I need to watch more of the FaZe girls. Like I said, I really do need to watch them. I'm a filthy clip watcher, and I only watch some of the... Where she goes all pink, that is low battery mode. I remember that. Where she gets pink eye. I mean, not pink eye, but you know what I mean. But I do need to watch the girls more, and actually catch more of the streams. But it's like I said, I've been so busy, and also, you know, finding my own time to stream. And listen, Dizzy's really the only one I watch. Like, try to make sure I watch every stream. Let me see, who else, what other FaZe girls have I not talked about as far as their interests? I don't know about Pico. I need to watch more Pico. She's very cute. I feel bad when I did that Pokemon, like FaZe girl Pokemon type list, that I didn't put her as a rock type. Because apparently she's really into rocks and geology, and I didn't know that. I don't watch enough Pico. I didn't really watch enough Memories. Not Memories. Oh, now I'm sad. I didn't. But I'm glad I at least got to subscribe and help her out. Because even if I don't subscribe, even if I'm not, like, don't watch all the FaZe girls, I know that... Evening Demon, welcome Harkins. I want to support other people's Oshis because that was what my Oshi would want. I think that's what Dizzy would want. And also because before I even, like, found Dizzy, I was watching Tenma and Peppa, and all the girls support each other. So I thought, you know, I'd want to do that for all of them. I think it's only right. Even if I don't watch all their streams, I can still watch clips or even sometimes catch some streams. I remember I did send Ari the I sent Ari a video via super chat. I didn't send her a video. Sorry. That's not what because I don't like have just to clarify anyone watching this, I don't have like Ari's Discord or anything like that. I sent her a super chat requesting requesting that she watch a very, very funny video of a Finnish man swearing at a bear. Sheena enjoys orcs, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, she's a fan of Randon. That's very good taste. Randon's a cool guy. I also like him. Let me see. Hold on. Let me find the video that I showed Ari that I thought she'd get a kick at, because we were talking about bears. Hold on. Let me find. I'm sorry if I'm snorting. I don't have a little bit of cold. I think I'm just a little bit congested. Also, I don't really have, you know, my nose is really more nostrils at this point. Let me see. Finnish man bear. It's not the Finnish man chasing the bear. It's the Finnish man swearing at the bear, and the bear does a 360 no scope and then runs away, or doesn't run away, but saunters away. Hold on. Let me get this video because it's a good video, and hopefully there's no ads on it. Hold on. Let me pull up the window here. Let me see. This is a classic. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Yes, the percolate one. Oh, I just swore. I don't usually swear, but yes, the classic video. Hold on. Let me get a window capture, and it's gonna be called YouTube. Okay, let me see here. Yes. Oh, hold on. Let me put this beneath me, and let me turn down my BGM, the beaver one. Hold on. Let me get this, because this is a good video. Hold on, and let me move over here, and let me, and honestly, maybe I'll. If we want to, I'll like take video suggestion streams as part of this Zatsu. Because I have thought about, like, I wanted, because I'm friends with so many clippers, and I was like, I'd love to do like some watch them clip reviews, because that's how I discovered FaZe. But I don't know, do you think that would be stealing like Dizzy Thunder on FaZe Weekly? Because I don't want to do that if it is. I don't want to like steal that from her. Especially since I am sort of a big fan. I just don't want to like actually like steal that from her, you know. Like, yeah. Anyways, okay. Before that, let's watch this. Hold on. Classic. Bayo, get out of that Finnish man's yard. Perhaps if I avoid face clips, maybe I will. Just because I don't want to step on anyone's toes. React slop doesn't belong to anyone. Yeah, I guess so. Snipe the... Wait, oh, no audio. Hold on. Let me fix that. Capture audio beta. Hold on.
Perkele, siihen et koske, saatana vie. Saatana. Se roskapussiko meinasit viiä helkaten ruomaan.
Wait, hold on. Because the bear does do a 360. It's my favorite part.
Perkele, siihen et koske,
He spins.
Saatana vie.
I love when he spins.
Perkele, siihen et koske.
He did a spin. He did it. I love that spin. Like that was a clean spin. Like he didn't even fall. Like he tripped over. He tripped over, right? He tripped over. But he did a full spin. Like that was a strong recovery. That bear had an incredibly strong recovery. I could watch old clips. I might watch old clips. I was thinking about watching old commercials too. That's a fun thing. I would love to react and watch old commercials or funny commercials.
Saatana vie. Saatana.
But yeah, that let me see. Yeah, that the R in that roll. I feel like when it comes to rolling R's, like the strongest rolling R's apparently are like the Finnish and like Latin Americans or Hispanics with the rolling R's. Although some Japanese, like if I go back to panty and stocking and think of the rules.
Hugo, tänne näin, paikka.
Hugo?
Hugo, paikka.
I'm surprised that bear is still staying there. Bear, what are you even doing? I mean, you got spooked. This guy doesn't even care. Like that's a big. I don't know what kind of species of bear. Actually, it's not really all that big. It seems like a smaller brown bear, but it could also be the camera.
Keveli, minä sinua tällä harjalla lyön. Perkelti viekö, jos tuut tänne.
That's still a bear, though. The Dutch do too. Nitia, yeah, that's true. She's also got a powerful R. Yeah, hold on. Let me see. But yeah, that's something I got Ari to watch, and that's a classic. That's a very much a classic. I love that that one. I learned about that from Joel's from Fine Sauce Joel Varg Skeletor. If you guys watch him, he's one of my favorites. He's one of my non-VTuber streamer inspirations. I love his work. He's great. Let me see. You could also watch those weird, creepy shorts that have been abundant on YouTube. I might. Have you guys seen the what is it called? I'm subscribed to them. I can't remember for the life of me. I think they're called like Lost Paradise. So they're the Godzilla found footage ones are very interesting. Gosh, wait, if I do creepy clips, could I become... I might be, like... Could I become, like, the Wendigoon of VTubers? That's a bit presumptuous of me, because I'm still very small. But do I give off a Wendigoon guy vibe to you guys at all? Because I do watch Wendigoon. I don't think I'm actually... Did I ever subscribe? No, I subscribed to Wendigoon, didn't I? But I'm not seeing his stuff. I think I forgot to subscribe to Wendigoon. It's one of those things where I watch their channel all the time and then I forget to subscribe. It's one of those weird things. I do. To be fair, I was a lurker for a long time. But anyways, the bear is right to fear. It's an obvious that guy is casting spells. And casting spells. Yes. Get a floral Hawaiian shirt. Get the clip of Tenma talking about Wendigoon. Hold on. I need to see this. Hold on. Tenma Wendigoon? The funny part is I became a Wendigoon fan around 2022, the same time I became a Pippa Pippa fan, and I wanted them to do a collab. Is it time for you to do a cryptid stream? I was going to do a cryptid tier list. You know, maybe I will do it this stream because I think I'm gonna stream for maybe for like another 2 hours, depending on that. Can I do horror tubing? I could, I guess. Hold on. Tenma being parasocial for Wendigoon. Let me try this. But this is by Not Theo. Hold on. Whoops. Hold on. 1 second. Let me pull this up. Hold on. Oop. Let me do this. That does sound like a fun idea. Hold on. Wendigoon also blew up because of political hit pieces. Yeah, and he's not even all that political, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I've also slightly talked about politics. It's not something I really want to do, even if I have like strong opinions on certain things. But yeah, it feels bad that he blew up because of the political hit pieces. Because as far as I've seen, he's not even in a full MST3K watch through of Marble Hornets. That could be fun. Again, I'm still finding my niche. I'm still finding out what works for all of you guys, what you guys want to see the most of. You know, I want my demon rules to be satisfied, and I want to grow. And I will dream big. I've just also been a big dreamer for a long time and then never doing anything to follow up on those dreams. So now I am following up on those dreams. And yeah, let's just watch this clip. Hold on.
You could pick my VTuber animal? Oh, I don't want to pick something that will decide on your future. What if you won't like it? You should be a dragon. You can never fail with a dragon.
That's a cute.
Does dragon count as an animal? Oh, Wendigos. Wendigos are also pretty cool if you want to go in the horror.
Wendigos technically aren't animals.
I know what Wendigos are, but I really love this one YouTuber called Wendigoon. Wendigoon was his name. I love his voice is perfect. I don't know what he does.
He has a very soft voice, that's true.
But it makes me very comfortable.
He has a very comforting voice.
Watch his videos.
Today we are talking about the funniest thing in the world, people die.
And I have to be honest, I don't know how he manages to have the most perfect complexion.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
So smooth.
He has got a smooth face.
He's using like some sort of Snapchat filter or type of filter to make it that
I wish I had a face that smooth. Well, actually, no, I don't, because I'm a monster.
He makes it look so gorgeous. I don't know how the fuck he does that. He looks goddamn gorgeous.
She has a point.
Jesus Christ, he's...
If he was super buff,
the small creators.
If he was super buff, you know Tenma would be thirsting even harder. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
No! Do not insult Wendigoon this way. I had a unicorn moment when I found out that he got married. It was like one stream. Because I was like, wow, he's so charming. Wow, his face is perfect, his voice is perfect. And then I hear at the end of a video like, hey, I'm having wedding preparation, so uploading is like gonna be later. And I had a
you're a monster, you
moment.
could just take his.
I
could, but I actually really like Wendigoon, and also I need to address some Wendigoon allegations in a short.
We are married in my head.
We're married in my head, yes.
Like
no, we're not, Tenma. You and I are not married in our head, Tenma.
Yeah.
I mean,
but then I went over
where am I going with this?
And I stopped watching for a week, and then I came back.
10 cell moment. Ooh. That's funny. Ooh. Actually, I might have seen this clip before, because like I discovered FaZe and Pippa and Tenma through clips of like Tenma and Pippa. Why did I? Okay. Parasocial Fox. Yes, he does have a baby face. Wendigos can be whatever they want to be. I mean, yes, but like, if we're going by the Native American legend, and I guess it varies on the tribe, which also it's really strange that like I remember people were like trying to gatekeep like Wendigos, or like you know, talking about like you can't use Wendigos because they're like a Native American spirit and it's disrespectful. And I don't think the people even saying that were like Native American, which seems to be a common theme. I remember there was a lot of gatekeeping over like certain Native American art and portrayals of people on Twitter, like who knows how many years ago, especially like a famous Japanese artist. Well, I don't know if he was famous, but he was popular. Yeah. It was really weird for a time, and I think some people still do it, where it's like you can't talk about this indigenous like thing, like this indigenous like spirit or culture or icon. And half the time, like I've seen that it hasn't come from anyone who happens to be Native American. And like I've never heard that taboo before. Like they're acting like it's some sort of taboo, like the skinwalker thing, which I don't even know if is taboo. Like, because I remember watching, I think it was Lore Lodge, they were talking about skinwalkers. And also, wait a minute, didn't Windigoon like get accused by that one like in Praise of Shadows guy for being like, how dare you use the Wendigo like as like your channel mascot, even though like I think Windigoon is actually a large part Native American. I forget which tribe himself. Also, the whole stolen land thing, like here's the thing, like even before that, I'm pretty sure, like, okay, return the land back to the tribe. Which tribe? I'm pretty sure many of them fought over each other for it. You'd have an entirely different, and this isn't me, like, being like, oh, the Native Americans were, like, all savages and hated each other, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they definitely were, and there are definitely wars, but it's like, if you're going to talk about Native American culture, first, you have to, the tribes were very, like, you had a bunch of different tribes, some of them who were wiped out by far more aggressive tribes. And then, like, you have to consider that not all like, you have different regional tribes. And then you have to consider stuff like was it the Iroquois Federation? And then, like you'd have to, like, it would be a whole bunch of, like, different history. And it is conquest, but it's like there's a special kind of brainwash over certain people referencing other cultural aspects. I won't get political, but it is political. Yeah. And I try not to get political either, but it's like, you're very, if you're upset with, like, people, like, using Native American folklore, which, to be honest, I think is great. I think it's much more, there's a lot of interesting stories, you know, that you can go for. And that, like, again, I understand the whole, like, you know, my culture isn't your costume sort of deal, but it's also like again, I get you don't want to sanitize it, but it's also like, if you don't share it at all and you don't, like, actually talk about it at all, like, cultures are meant to be shared. Like, I understand, like, not wanting to have a sort of I understand not wanting to have a presentation of your culture that's artificial, especially if it's like something very important to your family. But it's also like, if you don't share it at all, it dies. It dies, and you see that with a lot of stuff, and also cultures do evolve. That's simply a matter of fact. At that point, it's all part of Appalachian culture. Native American folklore is absolutely fascinating. There's a group of people that don't want us to have nice things. Yeah, you don't want it to have erased from history, and also because, like, they have a bunch of, like, there's a whole bunch of different, you know, kinds of myths, but also shared myths, I guess, depending really on the region. As far as I'm not an expert on Native Americans, and also it depends, because you can also say Indians, but I don't say Indians, not because of, like, any, like, politically correct thing, but also because I happen to know quite a few people who happen to be Indian, and it's just very confusing. But I know some Native Americans go by, like, saying they are Indian. It just gets very confusing. It's not necessarily, like, a politically correct thing, but more so that, like, people from India and, like, Native Americans, which also Native Americans is kind of a weird thing, because I'm technically a Native American. I was born here. Well, Gorslav is attached. No, well, I wasn't born in Gorslav. Gorslav came later. There were warring tribes that killed and enslaved, genocide each other, often some ate each other. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you're going to find that across human history. That's not even special to them. But, like, also this gatekeeping of Native American culture, and also influences, also, I think, really damages part of learning about their actual history. the good, the bad, and the ugly, which there was. I mean, there's actually a lot of very interesting things that you could learn. I'm trying to remember which tribe it was, or if it was a conglomeration of tribes that I think they were the Great Lakes, but they had very interesting architecture that was sort of reminiscent of the, Mesoamerican with the Aztecs and the Mayans, Toltecs. But instead of stone, they had like raised hills and like they actually had fortifications, because again, not every Native American tribe used like teepees and all that. Many of them actually had like wood lodges and stuff. It really depends on the tribe, especially if we were talking about the Pacific Northwest. They definitely had wooden structures. They also had totem poles. That's where totem poles come from. But I mean, if you're looking at stuff like teepees, those were normally like, I think Apache and Comanche, who were mostly warring nomadic tribes. And then you have of course you have the ancient Puebloans. I don't remember what their original name was, but they became the Pueblo. They became known as by the mound builders. Yes, the mound builders, exactly. Like the mound builders is cool. It's funny. I remember in elementary school learning about the because we had to do a project and a diorama on a particular tribe, and I got the Puebloans, and I always thought they were cool. Like they built basically these clay houses that were pretty durable, but also not meant to last, out of basically like straw and clay. There's another tribe I remember that was also pretty cool, that they straight up built like entire basically an entire cities in the side of mountains, which is really impressive. And they didn't have doors. They entered through the top of their houses. It's really cool. Like there's a lot of different Native American tribes. A lot of them fought each other. A lot of them had very interesting, sometimes overlapping like mythology. Sadly, we've lost quite a few of them, and I think trying to gatekeep them is I think that's a terrible idea, because then we're learning about for all the talking about preserving these cultures, it seems like more of it is like taking away the focus from what these people actually did, and more just like trying to build grievances. There's a quote from Left My Heart at Wounded Knee that's emphasized the conquest of native land isn't moral, but native clan dilemma is. Yeah, it wasn't. Like, I'm not going to say that one claim or another is necessarily moral. People could argue about it on Twitter all the time. I think it's nuanced. It depends. If we really want to go into the details of history and argue and debate about it, there's probably a lot of nuance. I'm not saying there weren't bad guys and there weren't good guys in history, but oftentimes it varies between more so individuals, and there's a lot of nuance. The people I were talking about near the Grand Canyon, I think so. I believe it was the Grand Canyon. It was definitely, I think, Grand Canyon, New Mexico, Utah, the Arizona. What is that place? Like there's a tri thing called. But yeah, how did we even get to natives? It's because I was talking about the Wendigo, right? Because the Wendigo is technically a spirit, but there was also I don't even know if it's considered a psychological thing, or it's like pseudo-psychology or whatever, but there was a thing called Wendigo psychosis, where when there where there was cannibals, which makes sense. They would be cannibals in the Pacific Northwest, not necessarily because there was a cannibal culture. As far as I know, there wasn't a cannibal culture, but I could be wrong about that. But you would eat other members of your family due to surviving in a cold, super cold environment, and that was considered a taboo. I don't know if that was actually verified or not, but it would make sense. After you eat people, you would have a psychosis, which would make sense because then you would have prions, but also I imagine having the trauma of having to eat your friend or family, and then combined with the the prions. That's just not a good combination. I imagine that Wendigo psychosis would be a combination of mad cow disease mixed with the trauma of having to eat one of your family members or friends or loved ones or another human being to survive. And just because I'm a monster doesn't mean I eat humans, by the way, just to clarify. Wendigo uses the iconography of it on his channel. Yeah, and it's the interesting thing. I think my favorite depiction of the Wendigo is actually the mad people disease. Yeah. You've broken a psychological barrier you can't walk back from. Exactly. I think one of my favorite one of my favorite actual Wendigo depictions, and I think that one, I want to say it's like, you could say it's the most realistic, but I'm getting tired of saying like the most realistic. But I think in this case, I think it is also like technically the most realistic, but also not. Like, it's the one that from every description I've read about Wendigos, because most Wendigos, you know, they have this deer appearance where I think that might be accurate, but I'm looking at Until Dawn and their Wendigos, and you see like what their Wendigos look like, and they are emaciated, horrifying humans with exposed teeth, and like they are gaunt and horrific, but also superhumanly strong, and also are possessed by the spirit of the Wendigo. Until Dawn was pretty cool. I'm sad that it seems like the other games that they tried to follow after, with like the supernatural. Oh, I forgot to turn my BGM back on. With like the supernatural horror, like I kind of wish they did more monster stuff. I think that was really interesting with Until Dawn. But like with the Man of Medan and what were the other ones? Was that by Quantic Dream? Or was that by someone else? No, Quantic Dream was David Cage, wasn't it? Was that David Cage and was Quantic Dream? The Pathfinder TTRPG system has good art of Wendigos. I've played Pathfinder and I don't think I ever encountered the Wendigo art. Hold on. Pathfinder Wendigo. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's definitely leaning in more into the deer thing, and I don't remember where that came from, because here's the thing. There was a cool wiki back in the day, and I know wikis, right, but it was called like a monster wiki where they had like a bunch of, I think they had a lot of good like details in all their documentation, but I can't remember the ones. Were they once the ones who made the core? They might have been. But you know what? For this Zatsu, we're already talking about, you know, cryptids. I'm just gonna, hold on. You know what? Tier maker. I'm just gonna go ahead and just start on making a tier list of all the cryptids, because you know what? It's already here. I'm already talking about it. What's a good cryptid tier list? Wait, kill confirmed. Why is this in German? This isn't a very good one. Man, I miss segmented wikis deep diving into things. Yeah, I do too. I miss when wikis weren't always, you know, just fandom.com. There's a cryptid tier list. Hold on. Well, this only has a few. But you know what? Screw it. I'll do this one. This one seems fine. This one seems good enough. I'll do a cryptid tier list. The most horrifying cryptid of all the crypto, bro. Ooh. Well, now I'm on another tangent. I kind of wanted to get into crypto, not necessarily like NFTs, but like having a currency, not like a centrally tracked currency. And I was like, maybe I could do something like with this. This could help me make money. But it's like, I found it, to be fair, for my monstrous brain, I found it all too confusing to even try. But, you know, there's an old history of Wikipedia expunging not noteworthy content. I mean, Wikipedia has edit wars for the longest time over different things. It's not hard to find. But here, let me pull up this tier list here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Yes. Let me pull up this tier list here. Let me make it bigger. Because I want to make a tier list now. No, I don't want to make a tier list. I'm kind of bummed that I feel like there's missing. There's not like. Where's the Snallygaster? Where is the like? where's some of the more fun cryptids and the fearsome creatures, you know, like, or not fearsome creatures, fearsome critters, like, where's the Jersey Devil? Where's the, gosh, I'm already spacing on some of my, like, where's the, well, the Loveland Frogman is here. Loveland Frogman is here. Crypto is a neat idea, awful implementation, and now largely scammers and rug pulls, and you can find them all on Twitter. I think Elon has done a lot of good with X in certain ways, but a lot of bad in others. Demonstrous needs his own currency. See, I wouldn't call it Dcoin, I'd call it decurrency. That's a good one. That's a good one. But you know what? Here, I'll just do this quick tier list. Starting off with the mermaid. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. I guess mermaids are sort of cryptids. Wait, does this say dragum or this says, that doesn't even say dragon. That says dragum. What's a dragum? Dragum? That's a very, I feel like that's a completely different cryptid. De Niro's. Ooh, De Niro's is a good one. Thank you, T-Sluff. Thank you, T-Sluff. Let me see. So mermaid. We'll start with mermaid here. Let me zoom in. Oh wait, I can't zoom in. I have it on scroll for this one. Hold on. Control plus. Yes. Okay, there we go. Let me see. Okay, so clearly this is made by someone who maybe English is not their first language. Oh wait, hold on. I'm blocking some of the cryptids here. Let me see here. Ooh. Nope. Oop. Okay. Yeah. Now you guys can see dragon. Okay. Mermaid. I'm gonna put mermaid in C tier. I'm gonna put well, actually, hold on. Are manticores cryptids? They're pretty cool. I guess if we're going by this chart definition, because I guess mermaids are considered cryptids. But now I'm like a cryptid tier list. Like, what am I picking this tier based on? Like, how much I believe one of these is real, or just like the concept is cool in general, or you know, a C tier. I guess I don't find. I mean, I think mermaids are interesting. I like mermaids, but they're not like. When I think of like crazier, more interesting monsters and cryptids, I think they can be done well. But I think if we're just going like top half woman, bottom half like fish, and it depends on the type of fish, I don't find them all that particular interesting if we're just going like by the vanilla mermaid. Maybe I'd rate them higher if I mean, I like manatees. And manatees or rather dugongs. Mermaids are culturally very significant. That's true. But it's also like, maybe I'm sort of a monster hipster, where it's like, I like mermaids are cool, but it's like, I want, is fishman or reverse mermaid? Reverse merman, more likely. Reverse merman, and he's getting fried right now. Rightly so. I'm gonna put mermaid in C tier. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't hate mermaids. I don't have anything against them. You know, maybe I should make D tier the highest tier because I am monstrous, but let me see. The Mongolian deathworm. I think the Mongolian deathworm is actually super cool. Because if you learn about the Mongolian deathworm, it can spit like electric battery acid. A monster is just fiction. Do I look like fiction to you? Don't answer that. Cryptid that something exists. There was that interesting mermaid mockumentary that Animal Planet put out. Excuse me. Though not as good as Dragons, the Dragons documentary that for the longest time I thought was real. I don't want to talk about that. I thought it was real. I thought they found a real dragon. I mean, dragons are real. I have encountered some in my realm, but They didn't find a real dragon. And then they did one for the Nakalive is a good one. But I don't know if Nakalive is technically a cryptid. But the Mongolian deathworm, and it's also because maybe I'm like partial to Mongolia. I was actually teaching Mongolian, or I was teaching not Mongolian. I was teaching English to some Mongolian women. I was sort of a co-teacher for a little bit. Believe it or not, that's some demonstrous lore, and I do very much like Mongolians and the Mongols. I think they're cool. They had a cool horse culture. They nearly took over parts of the world. Who knows? I might be related to Genghis Khan. I don't know. But I mean, if you want someone to have a horde, you gotta look at Genghis Khan, you know, and the Khans and Chagatai, and also because, you know, like my favorite Space Marine faction is a toss-up between the Salamanders and the White Scars. And the White Scars I don't think get enough love. Oh, gotta run, but I'll see you guys on PCD or whatever. Yeah, take care, John. You take care. But I'm putting the Mongolian Deathworm on A tier. On A tier. The Loveland Frog. The Loveland Frog. I mean, there's a thin line between myth and crypt. That much is true. That much is true. The Loveland Frog, which I believe is the Loveland Frog Man, if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm trying to remember the story for the Loveland Frog Man. He was just like a giant, like, frog man thing. I think I might put him in D. I might need to refamiliarize myself with the Loveland Frog. But, I mean, I'm not against frog men. I just, I don't find this particular frog man... I mean, I like Kermit. I do like Kermit. You know what, after this, I don't know if you guys have seen the old Proto-Kermit commercials. We should watch those. Those could be fun. But I'm putting the Loveland Frog in D tier. Nessie... I think Nessie has kind of been ruled out at this point. I think Nessie is like the and of all the lake monsters, I mean, you gotta pay respects to Nessie, but I also think that Nessie's kind of the... This is kind of hard for me to say because I like the Loch Ness monster, but I just don't think she's as interesting as like some of the other ones, like Champion Lake Champlain or some of the others, you know. I think Nessie's just a little overrated, I'm afraid. I think Nessie is just a little overrated. We'll do old advert watch along compilation. I'm gonna make that a proper stream too, and I'm definitely gonna get a better cryptid tier list. The Wilkins coffee commercial, exactly. Nessie is iconic. I just feel like... See, this is why it's hard for me to do tier lists, because I'm not very good at tiering things very well. Because I'll be like, I'll put this in this tier, and it's like, then I take into consideration that, like, wait, no, I like this. She may be overhyped, but I want her to be real. I will put Nessie in C tier. I will put Nessie in C tier, out of respect. I'll put Nessie in B tier out of respect for the Loch Ness Monster and her legacy. Because I gotta respect her as a monster. Megalodon... I'm sorry, I'm putting Megalodon in D tier. It's not because I don't think Megalodon is cool. I actually love the Meg movies. They're very fun, but... Megalodon is just not all that interesting to me compared to some of the others. And it's probably very extinct. I like, again, I don't actually hate Megalodon. I think it's a big, cool shark, and it being the biggest, coolest shark is cool. But I mean, you know what? Maybe I should have gone by lore of these cryptids. And Megalodon's lore, I mean, it was a cool prehistoric creature, a prehistoric shark, but I think it's also just kind of like overplayed as like the big bad shark. that likely is that people think might still exist deep down, but is probably very likely extinct. Wait a minute, I just noticed big snake. Wait, Disson, you said big snake, and I thought you were joking about something else, but no, there's a big snake. Why is big snake in here? Why is my penis, I mean, a big snake in here? What is big snake? Are we talking about a reticulated python or an anaconda? You have to be very specific. That's just a big snake. You could describe that about anything. They have giant gummy snakes everywhere. Like Titanoboa, I guess that's cool, but like that's like extra big snake though. Like the movie Anaconda. Has anyone seen the new Anaconda movie? Has anyone seen it? Has it come out yet? My Anaconda don't want none. I wonder if anyone wanted to go see the box office the box office movie of the new Anaconda with Jack Black and like a peccary apparently. I don't remember who else was acting in that film because I'm surprised they made an Anaconda movie. Because like the first one was all right as like a B like giant like monster movie. I thought it was fine. I thought it was interesting. But then you look at like the other like Anaconda movies that followed after, and they would go off the rails. You had one like Anaconda that became a super Anaconda, and like a super regenerative powers. It wasn't just like a big extra big Anaconda. Because maybe this big snake is talking about like all those legends about like people in the Amazon talking about, you know, seeing like way bigger snakes than they're used to. Which to be honest wouldn't surprise me if there was, because snakes, if I remember correctly, snakes don't stop growing until they die. And I don't know how long the average anaconda lives. Actually, if we have Big Snake on here, why don't we have Gustav the Crocodile? Although I guess he's technically not a cryptid because he was real and he was sighted and he was a giant, and who knows if he's even still alive, because he got to such a massive size. I don't think he even got to like, he might not have been able he might not have been able to like sustain himself. Truly the hubris of humanity to believe we've discovered every creature. Oh, I don't believe we've discovered every creature at all. I don't believe we've discovered every creature at all. I'm just trying to figure out like, what am I trying to figure out? I'm just talking. Big Snake, you're going, you know what? I'm putting you in S tier for snake. For just being a big snake. You're going in S tier, Big Snake. Big Snake. That's one of the children of there was Solid Snake, there was Liquid Snake, there was Solidus Snake. Well, there was also Big Snake. Lolly Lelu Low. Big Snake. Alright. Kraken. I love giant squids. I think giant squids are cool. The Kraken is a classic. I'm gonna put him in A tier, even though they're just giant squids. I mean, Krakens are basically, because giant squids are real. Like, it's funny. It's funny because like giant squids were considered like actually a cryptid for a long time, and then someone, like, I think it was like a couple of fishermen were attacked by a giant squid, and they managed to bring back a big old tentacle and survive. And wait, why did I change that to 11B? Whoops. Yes, but it helps that they exist. Oh, and Parachex, welcome. Is this your first time here? I don't remember. Kraken, I'm gonna put in A tier. Manny Pogo. Is this? I think this is a Filipino one, isn't it? Any Filipinos in chat? Is Manny Pogo of one? There's also interesting videos from oil rigs in their underwater gear. That makes sense. Yes. I've looked at another streamer too, dear. Okay, thank you. I apologize. Like I said, my mind, I can be a bit very scatterbrained. I can be very, very scatterbrained. I don't remember which one Manipogo is, so I'm gonna put him in. Oh wait, is it the African one? I thought it was a different one. Let me pull up my. Let me pull up the other. My other thing. Hold on. Maybe I'm just. Maybe I have heard of Manipogo, but I'm just not remembering. Hold on. Wait a minute. This is Canadian. Manipogo. In Canadian folklore, the Manipogo is a lake monster said to live in Lake Manitoba in Manitoba, Canada. The creature was dubbed Manipogo in 1960, echoing British Columbian's Ogopogo. So why isn't Ogopogo on here? I remember Ogopogo. There's also Winnipogo, named after for either Lake Winnipogius or Lake Winnipeg, though it is thought to... Wait, where is Manitoba? Oh, I thought Manitoba... Wait, it said it was... Manitoba's next to Ontario, and... I don't know much about Canada, which is kind of funny considering that I watch my favorite VTuber company is from Canada. I know about some of them. Alberta... Saskatchewan is a province? I thought it was a city. Wow, I really don't know Canada. I mean, I know Newfoundland. I'm getting distracted by Canada. I'm not even talking about my Oshi. But I think it's another lake monster. It's more of a serpent. Yeah, I'm gonna abstain. You know what? I'm gonna abstain. I'm gonna put Manipogo in D tier. I don't know why. I'm just putting him there. Mothman goes in S. Mothman is the coolest. I love his lore. I love his statue. I want to go to Point Pleasant to see the Mothman statue. Mothman has a cool lore. I know the Mothman prophecies are kind of goofy. I love the Mothman prophecy movie. I love Mothman not necessarily being evil, but like being a harbinger of warning of people. He's mysterious. Mothman's cool. I'm sorry, Big Snake. I gotta put Mothman before you. Unicorn. I mean, I'll be honest. Unicorn goes in D tier because I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Unicorns just aren't that interesting to me. They're just a horse with a spiral horn. Rhinos are way more interesting than unicorns. And I'm not saying this to any unicorn lovers out there or any wait, do I have any like unironic unicorns for me here in chat that don't want me to get married or like are married to me in their head? I don't have any of those, right? I don't have any of those. Wait, am I a unicorn for Dizzy? No, because I respect her too much. I don't want to contemplate that. I don't want to contemplate that. Because I do hope she gets married one day, even if it's not to me. I hope. There's bicorns? There is bicorns. That's true. There are bicorns. There are bicorns. Oblivion trained me well. See a unicorn, throw hands. I never saw... Every time I played Oblivion, I've never found a unicorn. But I also haven't done the Here Scene quest, so that's on me maybe. Oh, sorry, you got me. Wait, are you a unicorn for Dizzy or a unicorn for me? Which one is more respectful than the other, and that's being a unicorn for Dizzy. That makes total sense. I get it. But you shouldn't be a unicorn for her. A unicorn for me? I'm not worthy of being unicorned. I'm not worthy of being unicorned as a Dark Lord. Especially if you want me to continue my lineage. Especially if you want me to continue my lineage. Griffin and hippogriffs are better. Yeah, griffins and hippogriffs are cooler anyway. I agree. Griffin and hippogriffs are better anyways. I think they're cooler than unicorns. Like, griffins are always cool. Unicorns, like I said, horses are neat, are fine, but like they're just not all that like design-wise interesting. Where they just have like they just have a spiral horn, and I guess the spiral horn is kind of cool, but I feel like you could do much more. I think Pegasi are kind of more interesting than unicorns, and they would need even bigger wings. Like a unicorn is a completely feasible cryptid. It's not even all that impressive. Like it's just a horse with like a very specific like, and probably the horn is also made out of keratin. It's probably not even made out of bone. Like they're just narwhals, but horses. They're horse narwhals, and narwhals are interesting. Narwhals are cool. Like a horned whale, that's cool, but like a horned horse just isn't as interesting as like a horned whale, if you know what I mean. And actually, no, wait. Narwhal horns are teeth. They're not keratin. They're not like tusks, right? Pegasi have cool lore too. That's true. Bigfoot. Here's the thing. Bigfoot's interesting, and I don't know why Yowie and Bigfoot are separate, because there is multiple just like there's multiple like sea, like plesiosaur sea serpents. There's multiple like Bigfoot like. Bigfoot is the entry-level cryptid, and I might put it in C, but I also think they are the most interesting. And there is a channel that I've actually enjoyed that I didn't put on my thing, and did I subscribe to him? I might have forgotten to subscribe to him, like I've forgotten to subscribe. But Bob Gilman does very interesting like Bigfoot encounter videos. And whether or not you believe in Bigfoot or the stories, like. It's still, they're very interesting stories, and he gets a good illustrator, and he's a good narrator, and he does a good job of like telling these stories, and whether you not you believe them is up to you. But Bigfoot is in C tier. I think they can be very cool. Bob Gimlin, that's right. Bob Gimlin is the goat. I really like his stuff. Even if you don't necessarily believe in Bigfoot or what he's saying, I think he makes an interesting case for him. Clearly, a lot of people have had encounters with these, like giant bipedal apes that aren't humans, and they've been very interesting in encounters. And like, what else can I say? The Bigfoot stuff is just really, really interesting, because he doesn't like very super sensationalize it. He goes into a lot of the details and how it would possibly work, and like, you know, he gives like counter evidence to skeptics, and whether or not you believe him is, why not believe in cryptids? The world is more magical when you do know. That's true, and I'm not saying I don't believe in any cryptids. I think some are more feasible than others, is what I'm saying. But I think Bigfoot is possibly feasible. Whether or not I don't know. I'm sort of Bigfoot agnostic when it comes to these giant great apes. I'm sort of Bigfoot agnostic. I'm not sure if I necessarily believe in them as what. Bears are bipedal, so what about a monkey? Yeah, that's more of my feeling about it. Like, you know, saying why wouldn't we see them if they're very smart? I mean, I see them as the druids of America. I could believe that. Actually, has there been a Sasquatch VTuber? Has there been a Sasquatch VTuber? He's plausible, but not certainly likely. That's how I feel. Well, that does make him seem more trustworthy. I think Bob Gimlin isn't like, as far as I know, he's not like trying to sell anything. He's just telling tales that people relate to you, and then you have to figure out whether or not you believe in them or not. I think he leans towards more believing them. I think he gives good evidence. Whether or not you want to believe them is up to you. You know, you can make counterpoints. But I am surprised there has not been a Sasquatch VTuber. I am very surprised. You'd think that, like... Okay, chat. If there was a Sasquatch VTuber, the Mongrels, if there was a Sasquatch VTuber, would you want them to be a boy or a girl? I don't think there are many Cryptid of America VTubers. Wait, does Bob Gilman sell merch? I didn't think he sold merch. At least he doesn't advertise it very much. I know there's a Cryptid Hunter VTuber. I forgot her name. I'm following her on Twitter, on X. But as far as I know, I don't know any cryptid, like, specific. There's at least a Mothman. There's got to be at least, like, one Mothman VTuber, right? Or Moth Girl. But when I say Mothman, I mean specifically Mothman the cryptid. And when I say Moth Girl, like, I think there's a couple Moth Girl VTubers. I know I'm following Crunky, and he's a Moth Boy VTuber, but I don't think he's like the Mothman VTuber or Owl Man. Girl would be funny. Would you guys? Okay. How many of you guys would simp over a Sasquatch girl? It's because most male VTubers have been leaning pretty into the e-boy look. It's only recent that other types of verge, like me. I know Juniper is a Moth Girl. That's true. She is the most. There's plenty of monstrous VTubers, but cryptid, I think specifically, there are. I only know of like Randon and like Little Nikto and then Cabal. If there are others, I'd love to like encounter them and speak to them and form a monstrous confederation of monster VTubers and maybe monster men. Well, I won't discriminate against monster women or monster girls. And granted, I'm a monstrosity. I don't know if they're necessarily the same sort of monster, whereas I'm a proper monstrosity of Gorslab of the peripheral worlds. Randon the Orc was going way back. No, you're not simping for a Sasquatch girl VTuber. You're not into big hairy women. Understandable. What is your schedule? I will try to get my schedule out either tonight or tomorrow. Isn't Lena Laser technically a Lena Lazar? When I think about, I guess I'm thinking about Lord. Is he even technically a monster of sort? Technically, yes, as a deep sea invader. Wait, hold on. Let me look up Lena Lazar. Lena Lazar. Is she related to Rem Lazar at all? Is she related to Rem Lazar at all? From within your mind, who else can find the light that you inspire? Also, Hello Tail. Let me see here. Lena Lazar. Oh, she's from New Zealand. She's kind of an elf girl-ish. Elf girl-ish. Hold on.
His lost books.
Oh, she's streaming right now. Oh, I've seen her before. She has a good model, but I don't know if it's, or she's kind of monstrous. But I'm not sure how monstrous I'm thinking. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Where was I? I guess jumping tangents is that's the norm for this sort of string. The Cactus Cat. I don't remember anything about the Cactus Cat, but I think you're funny, so I'm putting you in A tier. Cactus Cat. Chupacabra used to scare me when my friend from Puerto Rico would talk about Chupacabra, but to be honest, learning that a lot of like Chupacabra wasn't like this cool monster bloodsucker. Wait, go into her stream and ask. You haven't seen her other model? I could go in and ask, but she's also streaming right now and she has no idea who I am. I think she's a bigger streamer than I don't know much about her. I've seen her around, I think, but I don't know much about her, and I don't want to impose and intrude. Plus, I don't know if I'm going to do collabs. I mean, I was talking to someone else today. I forgot his name, but I was thinking about doing a Helldiver stream with him if I can actually get it to run. Chupacabra, I'm going to go in D tier. I used to be way more scared of Chupacabras when I learned it up. Okay, fine. I'll look up her horror model. Hold on. Let me look up her horror model. Lena Lazar horror model. Ooh, I'm actually looking up her model right now. Ooh, okay. Ooh, I like that. That's good. That's really good. I do love me leotards. Leotards are fantastic on women, I must say. Like, that is probably one of the most attractive things a woman could wear. Yes, that is one of my kinks, I will admit. But unfortunately, my heart only belongs to one Oshi and one woman, so I'm loyal. I'm loyal. Don't you bring up Super Creek in here, but great model, very attractive. I appreciate, I approve, I approve. Now let me see. Chupacabra. Chupacabra is just boring because now it's like it was found out they're like feral, like mange dogs. And not like these cool reptilian like flying things that my friend from Puerto Rico back in the day would talk about how terrifying they were. Scaring the little monster out of me, even though there are scarier things like within the peripheral realms. I don't know why Chupacabra scared me so much. It's probably because the way like he gaslit me into thinking it was real and I was going to suck my blood and I was going to fly all the way from Puerto Rico to Florida, where my parents' realm was attached. But I mean, I've seen some designs for Chupacabra that look way cooler, but then finding out they're just mange dogs. And I like dogs, but like... Oh, and my dog is right here, right next to me. Hi, Rocky. Hi, buddy. Yes, he's a good boy, yes. Dragom. Yeah, back in the 90s, Chupacabra was all the rage. It was all the rage along with, you know, it was all the rage along with basketball, Space Jam, Tech Decks. What else was 90s? Because I grew up in the 90s. I was born in the 90s. He says hi, I'm petting him. I'm petting him because he demands attention. What he doing? He's just lying right next to my throne. He's lying right next to my throne. Maybe I'll get like a pet thing to display him. Dragom, I guess I'm putting... Dragons are cool, so I'm gonna put him in the A tier, but like... Yeah. The Corfu Island creature. The Corfu Island creature. Like, Corfu Island creature. This is an island in Greece. The Corfu Island creature, or Greekan dolphin, is a viral 2015 photograph of an unidentified mutant-looking dolphin-like animal sighted off the coast of Greece. While initially sparking theories of a new species or monster, it was determined to be a plastic boat fender or debris, and not a biological creature. Oh, I see it, but that's boring. That's boring. I see it's a boat fender, yeah. But that's boring. Wait a minute, hold on. Why does it look so silly? Like, why does the artist rendition look so silly? Hold on, I need to save a picture of this so I can put it up on screen. Because, like... Oh, I hate you, WebPV file. Curse you. I hate WebPV... I hate WebPV files so freaking much. I hate them so much. Ugh. Yeah, that's a boat fender. Well, I'm not gonna... I was gonna copy and paste it, but I don't want to go through the rigmarole of WebPV files, because those are always the majorest turnoff. That's just the official story. Yeah, probably, who knows? Roswell was a weather balloon. Yeah. Corfu mentioned Tamagotchi. You know what? Corfu, I'll give you a B for effort. I'll give you a B for effort looking like a weird water horse. I wish Wendigo. We've talked about Wendigos. That's how this whole stream started. I'll put you in B tier. I think Wendigos are pretty alright. Actually, no, I'll put you in C. Yaoi's just the... Do we have any Fujos in chat? No, we probably don't. I'm putting Yaoi in the same category as, because it's the Australian Bigfoot. It's the Australian Bigfoot. I think there's actually a little bit more lore to the Yaoi specifically, but it's just Australian Bigfoot. And that is this tier list. You know what? Let me take a look at more of these tier lists. Wait, cryptid smash ability. What's this? What in the world? I'm doing a smasher pass already? The Beast of Brian Road? The Dover Demon. I remember Dover Demon. Bigfoot Jersey Devil. It's this one. What? These are such low quality. I can't tell. I can't tell what some of these are. Let me go back. Let me take a look another. Let's see. Cryptid taste list? Which cryptid would be the most edible? This one's actually kind of interesting. I'll admit that. I can't. The problem is I can't tell what some of these are. That they're not labeled. One of these is the Dober Demon. One of these is a saber-tooth tiger. This is Chupacabra. No Pombero. What's Pombero? Is that a Latin American cryptid? Like, share your cryptids with me. I want to learn more about. Give me the cryptids of your nations, Demongles. I want to know more of your crazy cryptids, and I want to look them up, and we'll Zatsu cryptids together. I guess I'll look for another tier list. Which cryptid is your favorite? How much will each cryptid ruin your... What is this image? Cryptid... Okay, there's a cryptid tier list here. Oh, and these ones are actually... You know what? Maybe I'll save this one as for... an actual, like, cryptid tier list. Because this one actually has way more interesting cryptids. And some I haven't even heard of, like Kushtaka, Tizarek. Yeah, it gives you gifts, and if you don't like it, it struggle snuggles you. Ooh. The Perryton, the Sea Swine, Old Green Eyes. Ooh, I'm gonna have to look up some of these. The Matlocks, Quetzalcoatlus, that's just a pterosaur. The Snow Wasset, the Snowfaust, the Rompo, the Minnesota Iceman. These are some of these I haven't heard of. My favorite cryptid is the Grimmy. Oh, Grimmy mentioned. I think I follow Grimmy. Yeah, I follow Grimmy. I don't watch her streams enough, but Grimmy is pretty cool. Gatorman in Tulo. I'm gonna have to look up some of these. I'm gonna have to look up some of these cryptids because these are very, very interesting. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna look at some of these cryptids. That's what we're gonna do before I make a tier list. So I'm gonna look up some of these that I've never heard of. Yeah. The Minnesota Iceman. Ooh, topical. Let me see. What's one I haven't heard of before? I've heard of the Splinter Cat because I know about the Hodag is on here. I love the Hodag. Hodag is one of my favorite cryptids. I love the Hodag. Hold on, I need to talk about the Hodag a little bit. I need to go into an autistic tangent about the Hodag. I need to talk about the Hodag. Hold on. I need to talk about the Hodag. I love these goofy creatures. I love these goofballs. You know what? Someone needs to tell Pippa, because I know she's been on a cryptid spree lately. We need to talk about the Hodag. I love the Hodag. I love these silly creatures. I want some of them in Gore's lab. I love the Hodag. Talking about the Hodag. Is the Kelpie here? Let me see. Hold on. Let me pull up the Hodag. Hodag. Which one was the one that's so fast that you can end you? I don't remember which one that was, unfortunately. I love this silly creature. I love the Hodag. It's such a silly creature. It's barely even a cryptid, but it's like a small pet, like, strange animal. I love it. I want some in Gore Slab. In fact, I imagine some of these are like Hodags are actually, I think I remember they're actually parts of the peripheral worlds, but sometimes they sneak out into other realms. They're just silly little creatures. They're silly horned little creatures. I love the Hodag. I love them so much. I love Hodags. I love them. They're so great. They're fantastic. They're fantastic, fearsome critters. I love the Hodag. Look at him. Look at them. Look at them. They are so silly. They're so silly. They are so goofy. They're supposed to look so intimidating, but they don't. Like you see these big horns and the spikes and the fur and the claws and the red eyes. And you think, oh my, they're supposed to be scary, but no, they just look adorable. They just look silly. They're just silly little guys. They're just silly. I love the Hodag. I love them. I love them. Anyways, that was my Hodag tangent. Yes, I want to remove Hodag. Let me see. I'm looking at some of these other the Piazza bird I know about. Giant catfish? Giant catfish. Why is unicorn on here again? Atmospheric beasts. Wait, chupacabra. Wait, I thought chupacabras were only native to Puerto Rico. Wait, I guess there's some in Mexico. Do we have any Mexicans in chat? I don't think so. I don't think I have any part of Latin America from Mexico in here. The Van Meter visitor. Van Meter? Do you guys have a van meter to meter your vans? Wait, the Flying Dutchman is considered a cryptid? Oh, I remember hearing about sheep squash. Ah, the Gashadokuro is a cool one. You want to know something kind of tragic? Is that I only realized that Dizzy's surname Dokuro means skull because I remember Gashadokuro exists. Well, actually, no, I was told, like, I thought Dokuro meant skeleton. It actually means skull. But yeah. And I'd already known about the Gashadokuro, but I never put it together that Dizzy's name literally means Dizzy Skull. Which is very cute and very fitting, especially given her skull motif. Hoop snake? Know about the hoop snake. Jackalope. Jackalope isn't. Giant catfish, again. The Grootsling I remember hearing about. The Black Stick Man. The Black Stick Man. Is this just like a black guy who's like very, very skinny? Do we have any very skinny black guys in chat? Abiyama, if you're still there, are you skinny? I mean, you're pretty skinny, but I don't know if you're like stick figure skinny. The squid come ski? The squid come squee? What are your thoughts on the squonk? Oh, I gotta talk about the squonk. The squonk is funny and sad. The squonk is a very silly creature. It's a pitiful, pitiful creature that just cries and cries whenever anything approaches it. It's the most pathetic creature, and it will cry itself to death. So which is it, which is the black, the stick, or the man? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. The Menhuene, these just look like aborigines, like very small aborigines. The Guarge, the Eora beast. You have Tsuchinoko Durawang, which I think is a deity, if I'm not mistaken. The Joint Snake. I've never heard of the Joint Snake. Can you look up Maggie Malak too? You know what? Let's look up Maggie Malak. Maggie Malak. Wait, I've heard of this one before. This is a Celtic myth. Oh, she's a Highland brownie, but like brownie as in the fairy types. Oh yeah. Scottish folklore, a Highland brownie. According to the folklore, had a son named Brownie Claude who was said to be Adobe. Adobe is a doobie or Adobe. Adobe is a somewhat dim-witted or dull-witted, though thoroughly intentioned, variety of brownie. No, I don't think Adobe is, because Adobe is dull-witted, but they are not well-intentioned whatsoever. Adobe is not well-intentioned whatsoever. Adobe is quite bad. Why is Count Dankula on the image results? I don't know. Wait, is my... Hold on. For a second, I thought you guys could see one of my other things. Why is... Because I think for a while, Count Dankula did like Celtic myths for a while. Does he still do them? I need to catch up with Count Dankula. Because like... I know he's done some politics stuff. I know he's been a bit political brained, which to be fair, he is. He's done politics already, so but I still liked his like Celtic myth stuff. That was fun. Lake Utopia. Where's Lake Utopia? Old Saybrook Blockheads? Devil Whale, that's just Moby Dick. Giant Space Clam? Giant Space Clam. The Kinderhook Blob, the Kikimora, it's been a minute for me. Cactus Cats, Terror Birds, sometimes Bedtime Stories is one of my favorite. Ooh, you know what? I've never heard of Bedtime Stories. Maybe I'll make a watch along of Bedtime Stories, because that sounds fun. That sounds fun. Thank you for the recommendation, Imperatrix. I will do a Bedtime Stories stream. Sea Serpent, Megalodon, Old Spider Legs. To be fair, politics came after him. That's true. That's true. Orange Alligator. Is Orange Alligator really a cryptid? I think that's just an alligator. Oh, the Snallygaster. Love the Snallygaster. Snallygaster. That's a crazy cryptid. It's like, I'll talk about that one later. The Rhino Dolphin. That sounds cool. Sea Bishop. Vegetable Lamb. Spring Hill Jack. Excuse me. Monster of Lake Bagua. I don't know what that is. Ningen, the Pascagoula Elephant Man, Thunderbird. Oh, Thunderbird's a fun one to talk about. I like Thunderbird. Ogopoco, Hook Island Sea Monster. Bunyip is a very fun. Bunyip is a very fun Australian cryptid. Orange Alligator and Tian Trump do a fusion dance. That would be funny. That would be funny. You know, it's nice that FaZe finally now has a green woman. I'm saying that intentionally to rage bait Cleo. Not that she's gonna watch this, although she was everywhere. I know Cleo is technically like green. You know what's weird? We were talking about all like the stuff with the FaZe girls and like how freaky they are, and Cleo doesn't seem freaky, but like if you watch her, like she's retweeted a lot of very freaky art, and I'm not sure if she's just doing that because she appreciates it or like. But then she had that dominatrix story. So I have to imagine she has some level. She hides her freak level. And then she had that 3D model stream, and she was showing off some moves. She showed off the Cleo butt. So Cleo is kind of freaky, which would make sense because Nianta is her biggest simp. Like I simp for Dizzy, he simps for Nianta. I don't know if you'll even watch this, but like, I get it, man. For Cleo, I mean, Cleo's not the person I'm. You know, Cleo's not. I get it. I get Cleo's. You know, I get the appeal of Cleo. Like I have Daisy Chain. I forgot what's his name. He follows me. He's a really good artist. He's from Mexico. I forgot his name. I'm so sorry if you're watching this, but you're also a big Cleo fan, and I get it. I get why people like Cleo. I get why people love hags like Cleo. I see the appeal. And I like Cleo's stream. She's got some great humor. She's been through a lot. That woman is amazing. She's not my Oshi, but I appreciate. I am not a cheater. I am not a cheater. I am not a cheater. I am just expressing admiration for Cleo IT because I think she's pretty cool, and I understand why people thirst after her. Can a monster man just not appreciate like say, hey, that girl is pretty. She's charming. She's fun, but she's not for me. You know, like I can enjoy her company. You mean the fella who does the cute furry book? No, I'm talking about like my favorite sea man. Sad B Man. One of my favorite clippers, Nyanta Clips. Great guy. Love him. Encouraged me to express my admiration for Dizzy more. Love that guy. Love that guy. He loves Cleo. He loves Cleo so much, and I get it. I get it. I totally get it. I get why people like Cleo. He cheats chat. I do not cheat. I do not cheat. I am not a cheater. I did not have any sexual relations with that Uma. Even though we are going to probably play more Uma Musume. Ugh. Now that I'm talking about Cleo, what else would I talk? Nitya's not freaky, is she? Well, now because we're going back to that topic, Nitya doesn't strike me as particularly freaky. I know Wilhelmina. I know Wilhelmina is kind of freaky. She's talked about like her villagers taking off their pants. What an odd thing to say. What do you mean an odd thing to say? Uma, one, you know what? You're a monster, Ferric. He's deceitful. I am not deceitful. I am an honest monster. I am an honest Dark Lord. It's very hard for me to be deceitful with the level of autism I have and the level of oversharing I have. Let me see. Weren't sewer gators like confirmed to be a thing at one point? I don't remember. I know, if you're still here, Nukkalive, I don't really consider it a cryptid, but I can see why. Nukkalive is probably one of the most terrifying monsters I've ever learned about. A skinned man on top of a skinned horse, a skinned man attached to a skinned horse that chases people down and drags them to the bottom of the ocean. Great quality monster, undead monster, I gotta say. Also, Jersey Devil is like, all the depictions of Jersey Devil besides this one image make the Jersey Devil seem like way more interesting than like in actual like what the original depiction is, because they just look goofy here. And same with the Snallygaster is more interesting. Nitya's entire shtick is being your 2 years older crocodile delinquent senpai. She's oblivious to such things type of freaky. That makes sense. And again, I do need to catch more of the Face Girl streams. There's just only so much time in a day and only so much clips I can watch. Let's see. Going over some of these others that I've heard of or haven't heard of. Augie. Never heard of Augie. Northern Spoonbill. Why is this a cryptid? And I will make a proper cryptid tier list, probably as like a channel, but I need to learn more about these. But the heck, why is a Northern Spoonbill here? This doesn't sound like a cryptid at all. This just sounds like... That doesn't seem like... This seems like the least interesting cryptid ever, because spoonbills are real, and like, what's the difference between a... Like, I know there's probably like a zoological difference. Like, there's a zoological difference between like the northern spotted gecko and the southwestern spotted gecko. I don't think those are real species. I'm just saying that like I get it. Like there's like a Thompson gazelle, and there's like all these other type of different gazelles, and there's like different species of zebra that technically all kind of look the same. They look like zebras, but they have like, you get close and they have all these small variations. I've been to enough zoos that I recognize that I would like to go to a zoo again. It has been to a long time since I've been to a zoo, and I love zoos. I love zoos and aquariums and arcades. Man, I need to get out more, but I don't currently have a vehicle. And it's way too cold out right now, unfortunately. Hogzilla. I remember there being crazy big hogs. There's 4 Nessies, basically, yeah. Asking VTubers if they believe in Sasquatch used to be my thing. There's a peek of me clip of her trying to pronounce it after I ask her. Oh, you're an old head then. The Thompson Gazelle, the MP5 Gazelle, the M3 Grease Gun Gazelle, and there's a bunch of gazelles. Yeah. I'm surprised they don't name gazelles after types of guns. Now I kind of want to see a video game where they make a Thompson machine gun with a Tommy gun, but it's shaped after a Thompson Gazelle. That'd be kind of cool. Giant rat. That's not a cryptid. Those exist. What do you mean not deer? What is this supposed to mean? What is this supposed to mean, not deer? Some of these I don't understand how they're cryptid. White thing. We got white thing out and it's not even white boy summer. White thing. You didn't know I'm ancient till now? I mean, fair enough. I just used to be the lurker. I was the lurker, man. The Minnesota Iceman, Snuffus, the Solway Firth Spaceman. It's not a big rat, it's a giant one. Skinwalkers are, learning about skinwalkers is a very, very interesting thing. Oh, the deer? Yeah, not deer, just oh, the deer. Wanderlight. Is Wanderlight different from Will of the Wisps? Old Pit Squid. I'd love to learn about Old Pit Squid. The Living Fire Hose. Mukoyo umbo. That's just a tapir, like an African tapir, which would not really surprise me. Deep Star 4000 fish. Deep Star 4000 fish. That doesn't sound like a cryptid. Oh, when the deer stands up on 2 feet after you shoot it and says you should go home, is that the not deer? Listen to Monstrous, the Hulk, not the hunk, the Hulk Funko Pop is bigger than the rest. The Hulk Funko Pop is bigger than the rest. Is it? I don't keep up with Funkos. I think the only Funko Pop I have that I got on sale was like a Zenogre Funko Pop. You know, I should do like, what is my favorite monster in all of Monster Hunter? And that's a hard one, because there's a lot of them I like. The Janglot. And again, I will do a proper cryptid tier list later on here. Like, I will do a full-blown, like, proper cryptid, you know, tier list. But, like, this is me going over the ones that I don't know and we'll have to research. The Rope-In, the Slide. Some of these I recognize as fearsome critters. If you want to know more about them, the fearsome critters is very cool. It's a bunch of lumberjack folklore. I think some of them are just for fun. The Only Place. I need to watch more Only Place. I've only watched a little bit, but blow 50 miles over his head. Yeah, it would have. Cool. I love cryptids. Yeah, cryptids are awesome. I love talking about cryptids. I love me talking about some cryptids. Wait, Cornate, I just noticed that your icon is of a spider, of a jumping spider. I forgot you're an entomologist, right? You're an entomologist guy, right? Not etymology, but entomology, right? Right? Most cool cryptid names translate to something that seems insane to us. The fun fact, the root word of the word bear just actually means brown, or the brown one, because people used its proper name was taboo. That's actually really funny. Bayo, you're just brown. You're the brown. Charlie Brown. Etymology. And entomology is the study of, I thought it was the study of insects, but apparently it's a study of all arthropods, if I'm not mistaken. I happen to know a little bit of my zoology and biology. It's one of my favorite subjects. The Goofus Bird. Very funny cryptid. I've never heard of the Axe-Handle Hound. Again, it feels weird to put the Flying Dutchman as a cryptid here, because it's not like... And same with like cherubim and thrones and like angels. That feels very strange to me. I guess you could consider once. Oh, that was one of your pet jumping spiders, Miu? Not Muyu, but Miu? Aw. Okay, so just to make sure, entomology is the study of arthropods, not necessarily just insects, but it would also include spiders. Well, spiders, it would be arachnids, insects. What are daddy long legs aren't considered arachnids? They're considered something else, aren't they? But you study a lot of invertebrates. Oh, entomology is insects. Okay. Okay, it is insects. It is insects, but you study a lot of invertebrates. Like, you study land invertebrates, or are you also like a crustacean fan? You like crabs and lobsters and all sorts of that. Skinwalkers aren't really cryptid either. They're witches, yeah. Let me see. The Beast of Busco, which to me is probably a giant alligator snapping turtle, and alligator snapping turtles are really cool. I've encountered them. They're super cool. They're my favorite turtles are alligator snapping turtles and snapping turtles. Because they can snap their jaws really quickly. You like sea inverts too? Yeah, I think they're cool. I prefer my sea inverts to my land inverts, but I'm getting used to my land inverts. Let me see. And the river inverts. River inverts, I guess like crawfish and who else? Listen, it doesn't have the most terrifying cryptid of all. Women. The most terrifying cryptid of all. Actually, I think there is a woman here. Hold on. Yeah, we have her. We have the Jenglot. She's a woman, I think. It looks like a woman. Cryptid looks like a lady. The Wunk. The Pharaoh Mountain Terrashot. The Black Dog. Black dogs really aren't like, they're extremely common. I could name a Black Lab, the Newfoundland dog, which is one of my favorite breeds of dog. Wait, how many of you know what Newfoundland dogs are? Pond skaters, diving beetles, water scorpions. I forgot about water scorpions existed. Water scorpions. Pond skaters are cool. Diving beetles. Diving beetles are... I actually was scared of diving beetles because there was one... we used to have the Beatrice Potter animated cartoons from her, like the stories that she would tell. And there was one, I think it was, I forgot the one on the frog, but like he encountered a diving beetle, and that they made that diving beetle one of the scariest like creatures ever. Diving beetles are cool. The Dark Watchers. The Piazza bird is interesting because it's not really a bird. There's actually like it lives by the cave. It supposedly lived in the cave where the monument this thing was built. Black dog, black shuck. Okay, it's black shuck they're talking about, not black dog. Matlock's just must be a cannibal. The Metal Man. The bloop. Wasn't it found out that the bloop, at least by the official story, that the bloop was just iceberg? I'm pretty sure that was the case. The sea swine is funny because sea pigs actually exist, and technically, like, if you really think about it, love bugs are basically sea pigs. Like, hold on, let me pull up a picture of like a sea pig. Like, let me get a picture of a sea pig. Like, if you think about it, if you really look at it, love bugs are basically just like sea pigs. Which makes sense because Dizzy is a deep sea invader, but like straight up like let me get a picture of the sea pig here. Hold on. Let me get a collapsing ice shelf. Thank you. Let me get a picture of the sea pig. Let me get a picture of the sea pig. Sea pig. Love bugs got shafted on character creation. Yeah, but we're meant to be useless. There we go. Oh, hold on. Let me put you back here. There we go. There we go. Oh, hold on. I moved my... Oh. Dizzy doesn't trust mascot characters. She knows what she's doing. As she shouldn't. Which is why I'm not sure why I made my Demongro so seemingly capable. But I guess I have more trust in you all. This is a sea pig. They don't have any brains. Or much internal organs. But they're very cute and they're very squishy. And they come from the deep sea. And you can see the love bug influence. Anyways. Also, Dizzy is inspired by a sea angel. I happen to know my deep sea critters very well. Because I watched a lot of Animal Planet. And the most extreme... Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. You know how I'm going to end this stream? Hold on. or not end this stream. I will see how much longer I want to keep going because I am getting kind of hungry. Hold on. To go away from the tier list real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna go away from the tier list. I've saved the cryptid tier list. We're gonna make that later. But if I'm gonna show off, hold on. If I'm gonna show off, I need to show something off. Hold on. One of my favorite clips. One of my favorite clips from the Most Extreme Animal Planet, right? Let me see here. Hold on. The more capable your fans, the sooner they revolt. Yeah, I'm kind of learning that, and maybe I shouldn't have made my demongrels so powerful and giving you so much armor. And I mean, you have to buy your own weapons, but I wanted to make you guys cool so like I could get more of you. But then that I could run into another issue. I may curse you. I may have some sort of failsafe in case. I should have done that before. Perhaps I'm too nice of a Dark Lord. We'll have to see. Anyways, let me pull up a Most Extreme Animal Planet Sea Cucumber. The Barghest. Is Black Shuck also a Barghest? I guess he is. Sea Cucumber. Let me see. What is it? This one? Is it this one? Hold on. Yes, it is this one. Hold on. It is this one. It is exactly this one. It's low quality, and that's how you know. That's how you know. Why isn't this loading? Yes, this one. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready, Demongols? Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, wait, this is really bad quality. Hold on. This is like 140p. This is like recorded on a potato. Back when Animal Planet had an awesome logo that had an animal, an elephant, and a planet. I miss this logo. This is a great logo. Here we go. Pay close attention.
Number 4.
The oceans are home to some breathtakingly beautiful sights. Unfortunately, the animal at number 4 in the countdown isn't one of them. To track it down, just follow the yellow bricks on the road. Eventually, you'll come face to rear with the sea cucumber.
I used to watch this all
Believe
day.
it or
Yeah,
not,
same here.
this shapeless squidgy sausage is actually related to the starfish. Yet it looks more like something nasty you'd wipe off the bottom of your shoe. And strangely enough, that's pretty much what it feeds on.
Just listen close.
Sea cucumbers are the vacuum cleaners of the sea. They'll dine
Did
on
you
the
hear
most
it?
ghastly sludge, picking up everything from droppings to dead bodies.
They didn't have to add the
A single
saxophone
sea
horn
cucumber
in
can
there, but
process
they
more
did,
than
and I love them
300
for it.
pounds of sediment a year. That
go.
makes an awful lot of poop.
It's never not funny.
While most of us find defecation disgusting, for some people it holds a strange fascination.
Wait, what? I forgot about this part. Hold on. Whoops. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. You know what? Hold on. We need to look at if I'm gonna do the most extreme Animal Planet kind of stuff. I need to show off more of. I need to show off more of this. I need to show off more. Yeah, that's a wild way to end the clip. It is a wild way to end the clip, isn't it? It's kind of crazy. Maximum underwater suction, exactly. Let me go to most extreme. Out of context. Out of context, yes. Most extreme animal. out of context. I love this show so much. Hold on. The animated segment. Okay, yes, someone did this. I know Vinny technically did this, but you need to, if you haven't seen the show, if you didn't grow up like on the show like I did, you need to see this. Okay, hold on. Please tell me there's not an ad before it. Oh wait, I'm on my browser. Brave is actually. I use Brave and it doesn't have ads built in. Don't they excrete out of their mouths? Exactly what sea cucumbers do. Yes.
The rabbit's back legs are like coiled springs. They power the leaps that can carry the rabbit 10 times its body length.
Look, it's Pippa. Or Pascal Saucer, whichever one.
That's a jump of nearly 6 meters.
Did you know Pippa can
Compare that to the
jump 6
distance
meters?
Olympic athletes can jump. If you could leap like a rabbit, you'd jump twice as
Kinda
far
like
as
love
any
bugs, yes.
human in history.
Wait, no.
More than 18
No, love
meters.
bugs don't do that. Wait, do they?
The locust's huge hind legs can kick them over 1 meter.
Oh, no.
Or 20 times their body length. Imagine if a basketball player
Look how
could jump
funky the
like a
music
locust.
gets. I love it.
How'd you like to be able to jump 90 meters for the ultimate slam dunk?
The ultimate space jammer.
A sprinting kangaroo would clean up at the Olympics.
X'd
It
out.
travels twice
hope
the
not. I
speed
hope.
of the world's fastest sprinters. That means it would win the Olympic
I
100-meter
don't want to
sprint
poop out of
in
my
a time
mouth.
of 4 seconds.
I already
And
have
then over
diarrhea
in
of
the
the
long
mouth most
jump
of the
pit,
time.
every 9-meter bounce would win an Olympic gold medal. But the kangaroo rat takes hopping to new extremes.
Has there been a kangaroo
because a
rat
single bound
VTuber?
can carry it over
I know we talked
4
about a
meters.
Sasquatch VTuber,
That's
but
an
like,
incredible
has there been a kangaroo
45
rat
times its body
VTuber?
length. Imagine if a tall football player could jump that far. It's hard to defend
man,
against
he
a
moving,
player
he's
that could leap
moving.
from end zone to end zone.
I would actually watch like
The cliff
football
springer
in
may
that
be
case.
tiny, but it can leap 15 times its
Has there
own
been a
height.
clip springer
That's more than
VTuber?
7 meters. The best Olympic high jumpers can't clear even twice their height.
Is
But if
Doobie a
they could
Jerboa?
jump like a clip springer, they could leap from the shoulder of the Statue of
Holy.
Liberty and soar more than 20 meters right over the torch.
Oh, Juby is a kangaroo rat. I didn't know that. It's a
The
spider.
jumping spider can really
I know
jump.
there's a spider there's a
Those
spider
8 legs
VTuber.
can
I know
push it almost
Amaya
2
is Amaya
meters.
is her name.
That's 100 times its body length.
Now I'm just thinking about like I'm looking at all these
A
animals. I'm
human
thinking, has this
athlete
been a
who could jump
VTuber
100
yet?
times his body length might as well be flying.
So Superman,
It would be
original
like
Superman.
leaping clear over 2 jumbo jets, nearly 150 meters.
Ow. Oh wow, that had to hurt.
So the scientists took a closer look at the frog's legs.
Okay, frog VTuber. How many? I know Rebby Rompin, but
They
she
discovered a
retired. She
trigger
graduated to
mechanism
become
that
or
allows
retired
the
to become
muscles to stretch
return
the
to
tendons,
Chio.
store the
Chunky.
energy, and release
Wait, I shouldn't have
it in
said that
that
because I think that's past
explosive
11. I
leap.
think she wanted to move past that. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
It's a frog with extra webbing between its toes. So when it leaps out of a
But there's
tree,
other frog
it
VTubers,
opens
right?
4 little parachutes.
Amia, that's right. She's the spider VTuber. She's the spoder VTuber.
These flying frogs can
I
glide
follow her.
more
I
than
need to watch more of her
15
streams.
meters between trees. Imagine being able to jump 150 times your body length.
Pikel, yeah, I guess. Well, she's not a VTuber. Pikel's not a VTuber.
You'd be able to
She's a
leap
fro-
clear
she's a
over
frog,
the
though.
Titanic, a distance of nearly 300 meters. Then you really would be king of the world.
You could jump multiple James Camerons. Okay, a flea VTuber.
A leap
Have
of
we?
30
I know this is
centimeters
talking
may be
about
one
jumping
small
like
jump for a
animals,
bug,
but like.
but it's one giant leap
Oh wait,
for
hold on. Let me
mankind.
turn this down if you guys
We're
can hear me.
talking a
Has there
leap
been a
of
flea
220
VTuber yet?
times your body length.
Has there been a flea VTuber?
With the superpowers of a flea, we'd be able to clear the Brooklyn Bridge. That's nearly 400
Wait, which is bigger, the
meters.
Brooklyn Bridge or the Golden Gate Bridge? Are there any
Fleet
bridge
can
fans
also
here?
Jump more than 150 times its own height. That's like jumping over not one, but two Statues of Liberty.
Wait, how
more
did
than
you stack that
meters.
Statue of Liberty on top of the other one? That's impressive. VTuber in a group of dog VTubers? That would be
Strange
good.
Things have been found in the stomachs of tiger sharks.
Oh, this
Things
is
like
famous.
tom-tom drums,
The famous tiger
car
shark
license
stomachs.
plates,
Pretty sure
9
Golden Gate
shoes,
is bigger. I think so,
deer
right?
antlers, a coil of copper wire, lumps of coal, a can of salmon.
Wait,
and
lumps of
even
coal?
bits from a suit.
Lumps of coal. That tiger shark was eating a bunch of EB's posts. That tiger shark consumes a lot of EB's posts. And look, I'm not going to ask about shark VTubers. I know there's been a lot, but wait, what kind of shark was Gargura? Bacteria VTubers? That could work. That could work. Yeah, let me see.
Of armor.
This is, I mean, if you want to watch this is a great VTuber idea stream.
20% of your body weight is an awful lot of hamburgers.
Look, it's I was gonna
For
say
an
Amber.
average-sized person, it would be like gulping down 100
For the average sized person, so
hamburgers at a
108 hamburgers. So nothing for Ember Amane. No, absolutely nothing for Ember Amane. This is nothing to her. She would be able to eat at least double this, and it would all go to her buns. The enormous M buns. And if Jelly was involved, Jelly for whatever reason can just eat anything and still retain like her very small size.
sitting. Would you like fries with that? Now
Yes, I would.
that's
I could really
extremely
actually go
fast
for some
food.
McDonald's, I'll be right. Are the Amoeba Sisters
That would be
VTubers?
like our
Who are the
average
Amoeba
human
Sisters?
Sitting down and eating 216 hamburgers in half an hour. Imagine if Count Dracula had to drink like a real vampire.
Oh wait, isn't there a famous Grim Adventures
He'd
of
have
Billy
to
and
drink
Mandy?
his own weight in blood every day. That's over 70 liters. Nearly a bathtub full
Gotta scrape
of blood.
And lick.
So
Scrape
next time you're at the movies,
and lick.
keep your eye on Dracula. See if you can spot how he gets rid of all that excess fluid from his liquid lunch.
Wait, do they pee blood? Do you have to pee blood? Do vampire bats pee blood? Do mosquitoes pee blood?
Imagine what it's like to run a marathon. You have to lift your feet about 35,000 times. And all this extreme effort burns about 2,500 calories.
Wow.
But that's nothing compared to the hummingbird.
The
In
hummingbird.
the 2 hours it would take us to run a marathon, they'd burn an amazing 14,000 calories.
I could maybe use that to lose a little weight.
It's hard to comprehend just how big a blue whale
Oh look, it's
is.
Bao, everyone. Wait, has there been a hummingbird VTuber?
It would take up all the economy seats in a jumbo jet.
I knew Bao was fat. I didn't know she was that big.
Its mouth is so big that 50 people could stand on a blue whale's tongue.
How many werewolves could you
But
fit
the
on Bao's
biggest
tongue?
whale of them all still only eats some of the smallest creatures in the sea. It's just that the blue whale has an incredible appetite.
Has there been a krill VTuber?
In a single day,
There probably has,
a blue
right?
whale can eat nearly 40 million krill.
Total krill death.
That's over
Bowery,
1
yeah.
million calories a day, which is an awful lot of hamburgers. 2,000 burgers a day is a big serving of junk food.
It is.
Your baby would eat 1,000 times its own weight.
Whose
in
baby
only
is this?
2
Whose lost
months.
child is this?
That would be like eating the equivalent weight of 3 blue whales.
Why are we still
Some
focused on blue
300
whales?
Tons of baby food. And all
Is this
that
Bow's
eating
baby?
would make
There's
your
a
baby
shrimp tuber. Oh
grow
yeah, there is a shrimp tuber. Isn't it
80,000
like
times
Itzy or
bigger.
something? I think I've seen one. You know what? Maybe I'll just look on the VTuber. Maybe I should just look on the. You know what? That would be a fun stream. Is just looking over the VTuber
In
wiki.
8 weeks,
You know, that would
your
be
baby
fun.
would weigh more
Just
than
looking
the
at
Statue
different
of Liberty.
VTubers I've never encountered. Wait, am I on the VTuber wiki yet?
It may take
I don't
a
think so.
miracle
I don't
for
think
a
anyone's put
human
me on the
to walk
VTuber
on
wiki.
water.
I don't think I'm
But the
noteworthy
basilisk
enough to be
relies on the
one.
laws of physics. For a start, the
Ooh, that would be a
basilisk
fun
doesn't
VTuber,
walk.
a basilisk
It sprints
lizard.
at over 11 kilometers per hour. And so long as the basilisk moves fast enough, it can run over the surface of the water.
These are cool
as if it
lizards.
were solid ground.
I think there's a 2 good or 3.
Anyone who
One when
slapped
she
their hand on water
beat brain
knows
cancer.
how
Oh,
hard
that's
it can
awesome.
be.
I'm glad you did. We need a
If we
VTuber
wanted to copy the
phylogenetic
basilisk,
tree.
we'd
That's a
have to
fun
grow
stream
feet the
idea.
size of open
That's a fun
umbrellas
stream idea.
and take 20 steps a
Ooh,
second.
Bayo, we need to do that. We need to do that. You send that to me. We'll make that a stream idea. And when you debut, we'll make that a collab idea. We need to do that. That would be fun.
If the hare
Hey, it's
entered
Pippa
the
again.
Olympics, they'd be chasing human sprinters that could run at 35 kilometers per hour. But that's no problem for the hare.
Hare. Well, I guess. Well, hares and rabbits are different because rabbits are
The hare
like
can hit
hares
top
look like they're
speed of more
emaciated.
than 70 kilometers per hour.
Which Pippa's not a hare, and I don't think Pascal Saucer is a hare either, or Pecora, I think they're bunnies.
How long your stride is.
Because hares are like very skinny and like tall and scrawny.
The hare carries much less body weight than either a horse or a human.
If I was going to be a VTuber, I'd be a rhino beetle knight or a stag beetle. If you should become one, that would be sick. A stag beetle knight, like you would look like Beetlemon from Digimon Frontiers. You should do that. That's sick. I love that idea.
That's how
You should do
the
that, Core Knight.
covers the
Stag
ground
beetles are
so much
sick.
faster than we do. Each hop.
A
can
rhino
cover almost
beetle
twice
knight.
the
Stag
distance
beetles are
down
so
the
cool.
track.
Stag beetles and
For the
stag
cowboys
beetles
of the
and
Wild
rhino
West,
beetles are super cool. I
extreme
love those
speed
beetles.
was the difference
Super
between
powerful
life
too.
and death.
You know that the people working on the CG parts of this had to have been having a blast, right? You know they had to have been having an extreme amount
It
of fun
only
with
takes
this.
0.2 of a second for the fastest gunslingers to draw and shoot.
Annie, get your gun. Wait, that's not how that goes. Annie, get your gun. Annie Oakley, I don't remember.
But the cowboys.
And she was more of a riflewoman, wasn't she, Annie Oakley? Annie Oakley was a riflewoman. No?
When scientists took a closer look at the snap.
Okay. Pistol Shrimp VTuber. Pistol Shrimp VTuber. Why has there not been a Pistol Shrimp VTuber? Or has there been? Because that's a cool idea. Make yourself a shrimp VTuber, but you're a gunslinger. A pistol shrimp. That's a great idea. Is it not? Come on. Tell me I'm cooking here, DeMongrels. DeMongrels, chat. Tell me I'm cooking here. Because I think I'm cooking. Wait, has there been a mantis shrimp VTuber? A peacock mantis shrimp specifically? Because that's another great idea. Who's a boxer who does punching? That's a great idea too, is it not?
Snapping shrimp's incredible claw. They discovered the snapping noise wasn't caused by the pincers slamming together. When the shrimp closes its claw,
Medium rare,
it
yeah.
shoots out a jet of water.
Wait, why
that
did I
moves
say
so
yeah, medium
fast,
rare?
It creates an air bubble in the sea. When this cavitation bubble
There are many VTubers we don't know about or won't know about due to graduation. Yeah, sadly. I still like that VTuber wiki idea. I want to look over that because I have fun looking at that wiki. I don't know how many of you guys know about the VTuber wiki.
It's time for a showdown at the OK Coral.
Shrimpy up, partner. Shrimpy up. This town ain't big enough for the two of us, shrimp. That's a huge, pistol shrimp, by the way, because they're not very big. Pistol shrimp are pretty, they're big for shrimp, I think, if I remember correctly, but they're not They're not that big. That would be terrifying. Because I think with that kind of power,
The
with
snapping
the shrimp,
is almost 100 times faster than the best gunslinger in town.
he died of infection. He died of infection. Is that an emu? Or an ostrich? No, that's an ostrich. That's a funky looking ostrich. Ostrich VTuber. Have we had an ostrich VTuber?
At 80 kilometers per hour, they're more than twice the speed of our fastest Olympic sprinters. We'd need mechanical
Ostriches can move
assistance
80
just
miles
to
an
keep
hour?
up.
Can run that fast? I didn't know. I knew they were fast. I thought they could only go like 50 though. 80? And for two
An
legs, that's
ostrich runs
impressive.
as fast as an Olympic sprint cyclist.
Wait, you can go 80 miles per hour on... Or I guess it's kilometers, so I don't know how fast that would be, but like...
It would sprint at the same speed as a
How
human out for a brisk
What's the
walk.
fastest cycling? Like, how
Now,
fast
8
on
kilometers
cycles
per
are
hour
that?
Doesn't sound very extreme. But imagine if it was the same size as a human. It would
Big
take
bug.
only half a second to win the 100-meter sprint.
What beetle is this? What beetle is this?
To catch a beetle moving at over 480 kilometers per hour, we'd need a drag racer.
That's a fast beetle. Tomboy with a boxing theme. All right, the latency must be getting really, really far behind now.
Imagine what it must be like to be a tiger beetle.
Tiger
When you
beetle, that's a
sit
good
still,
VTuber
You
idea.
can see perfectly. But then you take off, and you have to search your surroundings again. Locked onto your target, you take off, and your eyes just can't cope. You go blind.
You can't cope.
Until you stop, search, and start again.
Curses. You know what? Okay. Because I'm getting really hungry. Demongrels, I'm getting very hungry. And I don't know how bad the latency is. Oh, oops. You almost saw the bottom of me. I was cut off from the bottom. That could have been bad. But this is, I think I'm going to call it here because I want to get something to eat. Well, why would you be okay with it? I'm in charge here. I'm the Dark Lord of Gore's Lab. But yes, I'm going to go now because, yeah, it's getting kind of late. I'm getting kind of hungry, and I have another stream I would like to watch, which is, you know whose. Anyways. Fare thee well, my demongrels. Until next time. I will have a schedule out tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. If not later tonight. It's probably going to be tomorrow. And it may be after, it'll probably be after I stream as well. But yeah. Let me repeat that. Fare thee well, my demongrels. Until next time.